I've been tossed overboard.
I'll have to bill you extra for my time.
Gold on my neck, gold on my hand, purple with the stripes, that's the walk of a man. Sidewalk shining, city lights humming, every step I take, they know a boss is coming.
Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished.
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yeah! Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
She on the timeline, typing like a toxin. Gossip in the coffee, lies in her pocket. He in a cheap suit, briefcase, cheap grin. Thinking bar exam means he gon' always win. They filed and fumble, every case crumble. Judge side eye, watching every word tumble. Perjury perfume, they wear it like cologne. Tryna burn a kingdom from a glass stone home. You get sued, then you lose, then you do it again. Same script, same scam, you just repress in. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bite. But the record, don't forget you, it's in black and white. You get sued, then you lose, then you do it again. Whole world taking notes every time you pretend. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bend.
The cycle that you love gon' be your end.
He whisper, I'm the lawyer, like that's holy armor. But every filing reading like a bad soap opera. She pointing at the mirror saying, look, that's a monster. But the face look back and it sure look conscious. Mirror on the live stream claiming they the wounded. Timeline receipts, every live time stamp zoomed in. You swing at a critic, think he just a guy online. Now your false words sitting in a sworn headline. Lose and you do it again. Same script, same scam, you just repress in. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bite. But the record, don't forget you, it's in black and white. You get sued and you lose, then you do it again. Whole world taking notes every time you pretend. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bend.
The cycle that you love gon' be your end.
How many doctors, how many doctors, how many wins end up as costs? How many victims you invent overnight? How many times can you lie on mic? You get sued and you lose and you do it again. Same script, same scam, you just repress in. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bite. But the record, don't forget you, it's in black and white. You get sued and you lose and you do it again. Whole world taking notes every time you pretend. You toss mud, spread names, think the truth won't bend. Last page of your story say, this is the end.
What's up, folks? How's it going today? Man, welcome to a brand new edition of Megan on the Wrong Side of...
Stop it! Stop it! That song was dope, though.
Yeah, I like it. And today we will have an outro. That will be fun to play.
I
too.
so excited about that. It is so
Yeah,
fun. I
I
love it.
like that one.
You keep making me have to compete with you. God
I
darn
like
it.
having a
I
cool
can't keep up.
Alfred, man. I'm like, man, that's fun. Well, I can't believe I found a pop song I like. That's the weirdest thing, you know. Between that and somebody desperately wanting my attention today, I can't I can't figure out. So somebody all day long has been trying to get my attention with a picture I don't ever remember, to be honest, ever making it online. So it's kind of been a weird one, but I was like, well, at least it's a good picture.
Yeah, it's a fantastic picture. Everybody now knows what Tug looks like. It's a great picture.
Yeah,
It's
it was,
awesome. But they
I
really
was-
missed, you're right, they missed a really a good joke opportunity.
yeah, they should have told a pretty funny one. It's at an aquarium, I'm I'm at it and I'm holding a horseshoe crab, and they could have put all kinds of stuff. They could have been like, proof Doug's got crabs or anything, I mean,
That would have been so good.
yeah, that would have been really funny, but oh well.
Oh well, missed opportunity. Can't
they
do it
didn't know what
now
that
because we will
was.
accuse you of plagiarizing our jokes.
Exactly. I'll be like, wait, that was my joke. I've been laughing all day long, by the way, at the fact that the ecosystem is just now figuring out that I'm a quote unquote geek, and I'm like, man, the signs have been there a long time. Like the
Read
fact
the
that
signs, folks. Sorry.
yeah, like I make comic books. That should have been a good one. This should be a this
You used
showing
to
off
be a
things.
dungeon master. Like, it
Well,
doesn't get geekier than that.
maybe stuff like this. I have my own little figure with my own toy Iron Throne. I mean, maybe that gives it away.
The chat wants you to show the picture. I say you could pay him to show it, probably.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
those
If you want to see
breadsticks.
about
Get
enough,
those
if
breadsticks going.
we hit that certain imaginary threshold, maybe I will. Maybe I will. It's not a secret. This is the thing the ecosystem has never figured out, by the way, or anybody out there. Like I've said it many times, it's not a secret. Like I'm not hiding who I am. Like that's been out there for years. It's the whole point in. First of all, I do get to be lazier too. I don't have to be on the. Out here with a picture of myself always in front of you. So that's nice. But on top of it, you have to pay attention to what I'm saying. The value of the show isn't in the look of somebody.
Right.
You're forced to pay attention to the documents we show. See, I love that. Like Megan, she's off camera, I'm off camera here. So you have to, you can like us for our personalities, it's joking and goofing off, sure, but you also have to pay attention to the documents we put up and what we say about them. Yeah.
God, this is funny. The chat is split. Half of them want to see the picture and half of them don't.
I mean, it's up to them,
I
honestly.
think it's hilarious. There are so many people in the chat who are like, we like the mystery. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Well,
it's out there. I
you
mean,
know, for all you know, is it really Tug? I mean, the guy's
been
not
out there for
wearing
years,
he's not
though.
wearing a name tag.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's been out there for years. They these people at one time, a while back, they found a mental health facility that I worked at. And which is always funny. I like the fact that for a few months, the ecosystem tried to reverse on that and be like, Tug, he never actually worked. I was like, man, you guys found my picture at a mental health facility, and you have an article that I wrote for the play. They used to do an internal newsletter, since the place was privately owned. They were like, one of the things you got to do is write an article, and they were terrible articles. They felt like the Dr. Seuss of freaking articles. Why bullying is bad. Dumb shit like that. like no crap. And of course, they'll pull that up, and that's why the ecosystem kept for a long time being like, Tug's an anti-bully therapist. I'm like, no, dipshit. That's something that I had to write. I think all therapists are anti-bully therapists. There's not a such thing as, anti-bully. Oh, what a bunch of weirdos, though. Yes, today too. Remember, if you would like to support the channel and giving, we are really celebrating a very special day today.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are celebrating Megan's birthday.
No, we're
Yes,
not.
right.
No,
Yes.
you can't do this even with me here saying no. This is not right. Chat, don't you dare send him breadsticks for my birthday.
That's right. Her birthday. Make sure to send breadsticks for her birthday.
It's my 50th birthday, and it's not even until April. No, can't you find a different grift?
Well, we could find one, but this is pretty good, apparently. Sounds like a really good one. Yeah.
It works. It seems to work.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they gave all their birthday money from me to Jay. You have to find something else.
No, Jay was mistaken there. He was mistaken. It actually, this is the official pre-birthday launch. So, exactly. Oh, yeah. By the way, I had a relic show up today, too. If anybody's interested, would you like to see a holy relic?
Oh, yeah. My daughter, by the way, after seeing this picture said, oh, wait. No, it's a different picture. That's right.
Yeah,
different one. Yeah.
Yes, there was a holy relic that showed up today. This one, you've heard songs about it, talking about the giant chambers of it, as far as
straight from the Vatican, folks. Blessed
straight
by
from the
Pope.
protector, right? Straight from the protector. So here you guys go. Look at that. It's golden and everything. Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
It's the enlarged heart.
Isn't that amazing?
Of the protector.
Yeah. Look, they made a little holy relic out of it. Isn't that beautiful? Exactly. Now you too can worship at the throne. It's amazing. Yep. I even got it in gold, because I figured if we were going to have like a cult-like object, we have to have it in gold.
Well, it's going to look really good on the altar of Marlboros and weed and chicken skins. You need to put it on a cool stand, and then we could put like bowls of chicken skins in front of it, like they do in Hinduism, where you bring it offerings. You could bring it like bowls of packs of Marlboros and chicken skins.
Look at this. Everybody's wishing. Look at all these happy
Gosh darn it, chat.
It
is not my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Don't you
Mr.
dare
President. Look at that.
Don't you dare.
Yep. I'm feeling it. In fact, I don't want to interrupt us with a birthday song.
Oh,
but,
no.
But we can do at least the short arm dance, Happy birthday from all of us to you. Yeah, happy birthday, Megan. Short arms make dreams come true. Yeah, look at that. That was amazing. That's the way. That is the way. Yes, it's amazing. There's all kinds of stuff. Today we also have oh yeah, I do want to mention this, by the way. So some people, they don't understand something, and I think this is very funny. They don't understand what communication is as far as a court of law is concerned. So communication isn't just direct communication. There can be communication, many separate forms. One of those can be tagging people, like if I'm online and you hashtag me into things. Now, the reason I mention that is because there are certain rules about how officers of the court comport themselves. And one of the things they're not supposed to do is they're not supposed to illegally communicate with the other side, of a lawsuit. They're not supposed to sit out there and run you into the ground or things like that, but they definitely aren't supposed to be communicating with you. Now, say that person, just being random here to talk about some law, say that person has a YouTube channel and they make videos about you and they hashtag you into them and they show up on your on your YouTube, and they show up,
in the
on
notifications.
yes, then that right there, that's
Would you
communication.
would you like to see an example?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Well,
Oh,
what do
look
we
at
have
that.
here?
Oh,
Now,
look at all.
these, my friends, this I found in my notifications, and there are more than this, by the way, but I found this in my notifications in YouTube, and the only reason why there aren't exponentially more of them is because she deleted videos that she had added me in. And she didn't just hashtag me, she put the @ symbol. See how she got
Yeah.
me and Jeremy Hales, What the
Yep.
Hales, at Megan Fox Writer, at What the Hales, to make sure that we were notified that she was contacting us
Yep. Now that, when it's
in harassment, by the way, contacting me with her harassing videos
yeah,
about
but
me.
see, it's not just her videos, because if you check out the channel that they were attached to, it also belongs to
Michael, it
their
says right
lawyer.
there. It says, I love Legally Leslie and Michael mentioned you. See that? It
Yep.
says it right there.
Michael communicated with you. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, he did.
That's a big no-no. It's a big, big no-no.
Yes,
Oh
yes, it
my
is.
God. That is just
And that's not all. You want to see another one? I got more. There's
Oh, yeah.
more.
That's some squirrel brain nonsense
Oh,
right
look,
there.
here's some more. Gobble, gobble, Miss Piggy.
I mean, what a squirrel-brained weirdo.
Wow.
I swear. Apparently, like I said, some people don't understand communication, and the dumbest thing I think I've
When it's
seen.
been litigated already. It's not even a question
No,
whether
no,
adding
that
someone
is-
on social media is communication.
Mhm.
It is. I read you the case law, you guys. I already read it to you.
So having it's amazing, because again, there are so many things that you're not supposed to do as an officer of the court. You're not supposed to retaliate, for example, when someone sues. You're not supposed to go out and spread horrible fucking untruths that you don't even care if they're untrue. And yet every litigant that has been part of a case against them, they have spread some horrible shit about. And that's a big, big, big no-no. That's the kind of stuff that not just bar complaints are made out of, but there's some crazy, crazy cases out there. There's actually talking about the Hale thing too. Give me 1 second. I need to send an article to myself. Give me a minute. I've got there's a certain one that I was looking at today. I think it's kind of important to note. There was
the chat was noticing too that those posts, those contacts were made 2 months ago. Yeah. She's been contacting us for a very long time.
Yeah,
In every video she makes about her harassment, almost every video she tags us in.
Yep, she hashtags and adds. So the hashtag by itself pops up because you're covering that subject. Anytime, again, it's my brand, so they're making sure to brand us in. But then on top of it, when they at you, I mean, they are directly. So that is direct communication. All of it's communication, but it's intentional.
Let me ask
Straight
you
up
something,
intentional.
Tug. When you make the videos that you make, your live streams, whatever,
Yeah.
do you ever at Legally Leslie?
I do not. I actually do not at or add anybody in the.
I do not either. I never have.
No.
In fact, I very rarely use the at all, and
I
usually
actually don't.
only when I have a guest on so I can, put their channel in the description. But I've never put it in a title, like in a headline like that.
No, I actually
Ever.
don't even use, I do believe in headline wise, I don't use their channel names and stuff, period. I don't.
Yeah, right. Me either. I call them the
talk about them when they
ecosystem.
cover something. Yeah, that's what I do. I call them anti-Hales because they're all
Yeah.
anti, so I think that works out. But there's another thing that I thought was really interesting about some stuff that's been discussed lately. And it's a subject that we keep talking about as far as entrapping someone, going out and setting them up so you can, get something out of them. An officer of the court being involved in that, that's a big no-no. There's this story. It's from 2016. That the reason I bring this up isn't because it's a brand new story or anything. It's because this is established. This right here was such a horrendous thing when it happened. And you can see a few similarities in what we talk about. So these two attorneys, they decided that they would go after another attorney. They decided what they would do is they would try to ruin them. They would entice and entrap them. And so they went out, I can't remember if they found out where this attorney was going to be at, like at a bar, if they found out ahead of time that he were going to be there. I believe they did. And they sent a woman over. They managed to get this guy good and drunk. And when he went to leave, he drove. He got caught. They thought, ha ha ha, gotcha, right? But no, they actually they enticed him, they entrapped him into it. So these two idiot attorneys, this gets found out, and it goes very, very bad for them. They end up getting disbarred over this setup. Now, recently with the ecosystem, we've had a lot of talk about setting people up. Now, again, we're not talking about setting up an attorney, but still we are talking about an attorney saying that they were setting someone up. They, along with a client slash wife, they thought that they would set up this other person that was suing them by pretending they were fighting. And there have been some terrible allegations about what that fighting could entail. So this guy, they thought he would jump in and he would try to play the savior role, and they could accuse him of terrible things because of that. Now, again, these aren't the same, but you see the
very similar.
Yeah, very. I mean, as far as a setup.
Well, according to what she's claimed publicly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm 100% with
did
that.
You read this story? Did you read the whole story? I'm just wondering, how did the guy who got set up for DUI figure out that it was a setup? Do you know?
I don't remember.
That's kind of a difficult. Like, how do you know you got honeypotted?
Yeah. So here, let's read over this real quick. So, describing the misconduct as essentially unprecedented. The Florida Supreme Court last week ruled two attorneys should be permanently disbarred for the roles in setting up the drunk driving arrest of an opposing lawyer during a high-profile case. See, that's crazy. They tried to win by getting someone arrested. Isn't that? That's nuts.
Wow.
But again, we say that's so far-fetched, and yet, doesn't it sound far-fetched for people to pretend to fight so a guy will come in and save a person so they can sell? That sounds pretty crazy and far-fetched, and yet we've been hearing a lot of bragging about that too. So, justice unanimously supported the disbarment of two lawyers, let's just say, who were with blah, blah, blah in January 2013 when the bizarre series of events occurred. At the time, these two were defending a radio personality in a defamation lawsuit by another radio personality. And a third member of the firm, they took part in a scheme to set up a DUI arrest of another lawyer here, according to the Supreme Court. Quote, the misconduct giving rise to disciplinary actions against the three attorneys is among the most shocking, unethical, and unprofessional as has ever been brought before the Supreme Court, the 13-page ruling said. Now, they agree earlier to disbarment, according to the ruling. The setup took place, again, January 23rd, 2013, as a civil lawsuit involving radio personalities was in recess for the night. The Campbell and co-counsel in Case had walked over to a steakhouse. They were having dinner and drinks and were spotted by a paralegal. Now, this paralegal contacted the person about this attorney being there and ultimately had drinks without telling him who she worked for. So that's how the setup went.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So
This is terrible. This is like the plot of it. They should do a Law and Order on this.
It
This
gets
would
even
be a
crazier.
great Law and Order show.
So then they call in a friend cop who they're like, hey, you know, this person's over here drinking and they might drive while intoxicated. So later in the evening, with the person planning to walk to his home a few blocks away, offered to call a cab with that. Well, the person refuses. The woman here, she refuses to leave her car overnight in valet parking and insisted it must be moved to a secure parking lot. So she entraps him into drunk driving. You see how that's how it goes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So she sets him up. She's like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know, he's like, oh, I'm going to score tonight. You know, I'm going to score. So he's drunk. He agrees to move her car to a nearby apartment building, was pulled over by the cop they called in and subsequently charged with DUI. Also, a bag containing trial information was also left in that woman's car. So the information, lawyers entrapped him in while the case was going on. It's so insane. So the next day, was made several statements to the media about the DUI of his opposing counsel, how the arrest caused the trial to be continued, and how that behavior was a mockery of the judicial system and an embarrassment to the person as an attorney. So the Florida bar, the Florida bar files complaints against them, and the recommendation was permanent disbarment.
The trial information left in the car is unbelievable.
Yep.
Did they go through it?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Oh my God. I mean, this is like a movie.
Yeah. It's all unreal. Like when you go through all of this and read it, but you know, the idea of entrapping the other side and, you know, trying to set them up like that's just that, like I said, it sounds crazy until you think we've seen that happening. We've seen it talked about. They said, again, a lawyer talked about plotting with the ecosystem. I mean, they've done public discussions about this.
Yep. This is just outrageous. This is one of the most outrageous stories I've ever heard. This is why people hate lawyers, you guys. This is why lawyers have such a bad reputation, and there are so many jokes because there are too many people like this. But like I say every time I bring this up, lawyers are some of the best people I know and some of the worst.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
honestly, the best people I know are lawyers. So lawyers are on a spectrum. They're on a very wide spectrum from really good, ethical, honest people to scumbag.
Yes, to monsters.
And you can't tell who's who until you deal with them. So I've worked on stories, including some of the best attorneys that just blow my mind with how professional they are, how good at their jobs they are, how detailed, how they catch everything, how they, never miss deadlines, and how they save lives, literally save lives. Like my friend Sean in California, he saves the lives of children and families every day, suing CPS, suing children's hospitals. Like he is the hero everybody needs.
I'm telling you.
But you've got guys like this setting somebody up for a DUI to get his trial bag. Yep. Holy cow.
Well, I've never seen some of the stuff like we watch daily in this case. I've never seen people do some of the things that these people do, like ever.
No, me either.
I'm stunned by it sometimes.
Me either. And that's, by the way, folks, Sean McMillan, and he has a YouTube channel, and he plays his depositions, and he goes over them live with the audience almost every night. Old depositions of caseworkers. I watch those things like my grandma used to watch soap operas. They are the most amazing, shocking depositions. If you like watching court stuff, you like watching depositions, go subscribe to Sean McMillan's YouTube channel. It's under his name. Sean with a AW, SHAW, Sean McMillan. Go check him out and follow him because he is amazing. Good guy.
So you know that live stream we just talked about?
Yeah.
Should I drop that into the folder? There's that false essay folder, that I put together, and in it there's a 2L folder inside of it. Should I drop it in there so we can find it either?
No, I want you to put it in the new one I just made.
Where is it? What's it called?
Codunks. It's under there. You'll see evidence.
Yeah. Oh, Codunks V.
Yep, that's the one.
All right.
And then under evidence, you'll see I've started setting up.
Okay.
I started setting folders.
I'm going to drop it in. Name it what you want. Okay.
Just leave it on. Yeah, leave whatever. I'm renaming stuff as we go anyway.
It won't have a video. It'll just be some random video name because that's how it. All right. I'm going to let it download in. It'll take about 5 minutes. But anyway, sorry, folks. We've been putting together some interesting stuff. As we've said, we are definitely taking some of these new moves, and we are for sure using them in a court of law, because some of the stuff that these people have done as of late is just, it's beyond the pale. There is no way in hell to argue that any of this stuff is even remotely normal, legal, ethical. Holy shit, man. So we've definitely.
Oh no. No, and every day it's funny, they just can't help themselves. They have to tell on themselves, and I can't believe these people ever were lawyers, because lawyers have to be confidential and keep things to themselves. These people can't keep anything to themselves. If they only knew how much we knew that we never say.
Oh yeah. we gather and we gather and we gather, We've been doing that for a while, and it's kind of amazing. Now, this stuff that's going on in the bankruptcy, that's amazing, by the way.
That's going to be good. If we are if we're going over to that, I have to step away from my desk for a moment, and I will be right back. I got to get my water bottle. I left it around the corner. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, while Megan is gone, by the way, remember, it is her pre-birthday. And so anybody out there that would like to wish her a happy pre-birthday by, of course, donating to this stream and not directly to her. Yes, we need to make sure that Megan has a very, very happy pre-birthday, of course. There. I still would I've been trying to figure out, so all day, I've had an account that has been tagging me in a photo that I've never seen public, though. And it ended up, and it's actually, I was like, man, that's a pretty flattering photograph. It looks more like what I'd actually like than some of these other people put out. I'm like, what in the world? But somebody they had mailed, and they kept putting things like there's more photos where that came from, and I'm like, man, they're all flattering that way. Really, there are some more. It's the first time that I can recall something not attached to a workplace actually being leaked out there, though. So it's kind of strange.
It was great, though. I mean,
yeah, I
don't know how they thought that was going to be bad for you, but okay.
I don't know, but I kept thinking, all right, well, that's pretty good, I mean, if your worst statement about me is that I'm a nerd, whoa, whoopee shit. I didn't know that was a bad thing anymore. Honestly, that's only you got to be. I thought
we were all in agreement that nerds run the world.
Yeah, I thought I thought we drop that back in the damn 80s, you know?
Yeah, remember Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but you know,
I loved that movie so much. I loved it. Didn't that one guy laugh like this?
There's a discussion about how he figured that out. By the way, there's a pretty funny interview, you know, where they talked about it because I think his dad actually laughs like that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, that movie was a classic. And you know, it had to be memorable for me to remember that detail because I have such terrible raging ADHD. I don't remember anything from movies I've seen even like last year. So to remember a movie I haven't seen in 35 years is that must be a great movie or I wouldn't remember it. Man, I'm so excited about this bankruptcy stuff. I not only got my water, but I got my desk blankie and my heating pad. And like I'm all set and ready to go. I'm getting cozy, guys. You better get cozy for this. It's going to be fun.
There's a article, or rather a third document that came up too that has more of creditor lists. And I noticed somebody is still not on that list.
Oh,
It's
you mean Fleesa?
Yeah, it's very weird. Look, check this out. I mean, this has there's like 3 pages of different.
That's so weird. I guess that's why she kept saying, I'm a potential creditor. A potential creditor.
Yeah. She knew she was pulling some bullshit when they were doing that. And you could tell because she corrected people who said that and noted that, I mean, dozens of times. You know, a potential. They're like, but you can see, look, they're adding in like the Department of Revenue, Bankruptcy Unit, Labor and Employment Security, U.S. Security and Exchange Commission's here. They have Chase, they have Brett Granger there, the United States Attorney's Office, Confidential Finance Company, Cricket, Deanna, Elephant Shoe. You know, I mean, when you go through, why is Deanna? Oh, it's because of Randy Shocking. I see. I was like, why is she there? Why is she there with George? Why is she just teamed up with George there randomly? That's weird. Yeah, but the finance. Credit unions, J.P. Morgan, Jeremy Hales via counsel, Cook, Cook with them trying to pull some sneaky bullshit, trying to hold on to something. Yeah, that's some really illegitimate bullshit there. Larry Foreman, another bank, One Financial, Medallion, George, PayPal Credit, another LLC so Prime Investments. There's Randy Shockett. There's 3 pages of these. Oh, hey girl, what you doing?
Raider.
And you know what? Watch.
You know what?
In.
I have no idea what you said.
You know what? But I was just saying. Watching TV.
Oh well, yeah, of course. You're having were you working on your
what?
You were working on your spelling and everything today. That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, but when my phone died.
Well, I plugged it back up. Yeah, I plugged it back up. But here, give me a hug though. I got to go over this stuff. Here, you gotta go back upstairs.
What my phone? What was my focus at? And I was just coming down to check on you.
You were coming to check on me. It is at 37. You could use it now at 37. It's pretty good.
But I want to be out.
Well, it's going to take another hour for it to be all the way to 100. You want to wait that long? Okay, we'll go upstairs. Love you. Thank you for checking on me. That is very good. I appreciate it. I love you.
Love you too.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, she's already starting to sound more grown up. What's happening? She's getting easier to understand. Oh, that breaks my heart.
Oh, she's so cute, man. She's such a nice, she is always in a good mood too. You notice that every time. She's always in a happy little good mood.
Little sunshiny little thing.
She has such a good, happy personality all the time.
She's a cutie.
Yeah, no, I think it's funny to. Okay, so we have Brandy, Rex West, Sally Beauty, Service Financial, Shane Willis. going through all these documents still, I still think they've forgotten some other stuff, which is funny. Synchrony Bank, T-Mobile, there's DJ Radis, there's Madam Mayor trespassing. What the fuck? Just randomly, they don't have any of them other ones labeled by a case, but they have her labeled by a case. Trespassing. I think they figure they're going to lose that one, and they're trying to write it off there, of course, by name. Verizon Wireless, again, both Grangers. United States Trustee. They have Bender, who we're going to talk about today. They have other lawyers, the U.S. Attorney General, Secretary of Treasury, the IRS. Why is the bankruptcy lawyer listed on the list? Give me 1 minute. And there's one other.
I'm wondering why she listed DJ Radis.
Because they're afraid
he was never served.
Yeah, but they're just trying to be... they're trying to make sure. What? All right, love you too. You get you some good sleep, okay? All right, close my door.
Aww.
Thank you.
She's such a cutie.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to sleep. I love you. That's what she was telling me. Yeah, she's been worn out. The day she's been going.
Sounds like it. She doesn't usually want to go to bed this early.
Oh. Well, that assumes that she actually will go to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes she'll be like, yeah, oh, well, I changed my mind. But you can see like T-Mobile again, Granger, Chase Bank, Medallion Bank, PayPal Credit, and so on. But what do we see through there? We see no fats. There are no fats. So here's the last page.
I always love it when there's no fats, It's great when there's no fat.
The fat has been trimmed. Look at that. I mean, they're not there. They're not there at all on that. So, I mean, they were definitely getting
What do you mean?
coy.
They lied to us?
Yeah, I know. Never heard of anything like that.
That's not possible.
No. I mean, the beacons of trust and authority.
They couldn't have lied.
No way. That doesn't happen.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't believe you.
Now, these documents that come up along with this stuff really talk about the process to bankruptcy. And let's just say that there are people that their entire job is to recover assets. It's to recover them and, to make sure that the people you owe money to, well, they can get paid. So they get a percentage of that money that's recovered. So they are incentivized to come after and to dig up things. So let's just say something like $100,000 is out there, and it's been talked about contentiously. Well, these people, they are incentivized to find out if it exists.
And they'll get a percentage of it.
Yep.
They're going to get, you think they're not going to go looking for that 56K or whatever you wrote? You think they're not going to go looking for the exact total of what was raised in Lynette's name?
Lynette is selling things, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I think she's trying to get away with it for saying, well, it's for the turtle thing, my 501c. So, it's not my stuff or whatever.
God, you get, they decide that that's not the case.
Oh, yeah.
Because she says she keeps saying that my attorney says this stuff is okay. Well, man, the attorney better think
your
twice.
Attorney's not very good at his job, though.
No. Well, the attorney's been in trouble for things, let's just say in the past. So I wouldn't adopt that like gospel and hope to God that, that doesn't blow up in my face. It feels like right now, actually, let's pull that up real quick before we, I'll pull it up on the freaking site itself. Because they put up another AI freaking statement and then started trying to sell things. But God, the AI, you know what's funny is you can always tell when people utilize AI because they accidentally talk above their audience, and that's never a good thing. That's actually a really stupid thing. You know what's funny too is when things are being sold here, they don't allow comments. So you have to write them to actually be able to pick something up. You notice they've cut off comments. So anybody who wanted to buy something, if they were like, hey, I want to buy it right out here, well, they can't. But it's, dear supporters, over the coming week, I will be posting pictures of available items for purchase to support the care and well-being of our shelled residents here at the rescue organization. This right here, at the rescue organization. What the fuck? Like this.
Also, you know what else I just noticed? She says she has supporters. In rewatching that deposition, I realized she said she didn't have any supporters or fans. Why is she writing to non-existent people?
Yeah, if she's able to garner money, well, she seemed pretty excited about having sales, and she wanted to announce it on 2L that they were going to have some kind of big sale on stuff. They made it sound like it was going to be upcoming on Whatnot. That's the way I took some of the statements.
My God, unreal.
Yeah. So I was like, wow.
They just have to compete with him wherever he is. They just they cannot. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about them wanting what he has.
You know what's stupid is you can try to chip off the piece of the biggest person on the block and compete, but you won't be able to. They've been able to garner money because they defame the shit out of the biggest guy on the block, but that doesn't last forever. And unfortunately you could build positives, like many of these people who want to build they're building or trying to build channels off of defamation. The only reason the Fats have been successful is because they managed to tap into a gargantuan grift that was stated that it was for another person. It wasn't the channel that made lots of money. It was supposedly, the good deeds that you will never have proof of.
Yeah.
You notice these are the good deeds, by the way. Isn't that weird? I by the way, I too like good deeds. So if you would like to support the channel and wish Megan Fox a happy free birthday.
Stop it. I am very, some of the people in the chat actually think it's my birthday.
It's pre-birthday.
When it is my birthday, they're going to be like, we already gave you your money for your birthday. You guys are real jerks. You know that? You're real jerks. You're ruining my 50th birthday.
Tomorrow we will have to do a Just Jay birthday-a-thon. We'll have to do one on your channel, to make up for it.
Yeah.
You got to do the brain surgery one. Well, maybe now he can enjoy a birthday party.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm saying you can have a good one for that.
He sent me a text and he said, I'm really disappointed in what you're doing tonight. And I responded, I said, when you aim for the queen, don't miss. Don't miss. You will regret it.
He shouldn't have popped those birthday balloons, right?
No.
Speaking of birthday balloons, if you'd like to give Megan Fox some free birthday
Stop
balloons.
It! It is not my birthday, chat. Do not fall for this.
Yeah, if you'd like to not fall for that, then so the extended utilization of electric running heaters in each enclosure on a 24/7 basis has resulted in substantial expenses. Right here, man, these people, they are on benefits and they're like, well, we're caring. You can't care for yourself. Like essentially your life is it's a you rescue and all of us are paying for it. Taxpayers.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's a you rescue.
Yeah. So, for you to go out and be like, hey, I'm running this thing, that's pretty jacked up. Just to be honest, like there's something inherently wrong with this setup. For real. If you can't care for yourself, you have no business. It always drives me crazy to see people that, I'm not saying that they don't have they don't want to take care of themselves. It's not like they struggle and try, or they have some issue or disbalance in life. Like they go out, they don't want to, So, but look at this again. Here's another charity grift. Furthermore, I plan to procure additional hay for bedding purposes and several new tarps to cover the specific enclosures. Further, God, they're going to do instructional modification. I don't want to read. I hate reading AI. I mean, this is, here's the problem with AI. I become bored reading this. And when people get to that point,
they just check out.
Yeah, you do. But they're like, okay, see, all of this here doesn't, I forgot what it was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about selling items, but this is it's AI. It's just word slop, and AI will tag it. AI tells you, you take a basic idea and you turn it into this,
Yeah.
But on top of that, it has also become selling items. You can see like here, oh, well, I've got this bag, $35 plus shipping. It's for the turtles. You have to message me though. There will be no, and I thought, man, that's weird. There's been a lot of selling items outside of this scope, and all of it, of course, like you said, it's for the turtles.
AKA Lynette Preston.
Yeah,
I think we should start calling it a U rescue. That's funny.
I wonder if her nickname is Turtle or something.
Well, she kind of looks like one.
That would be funny to find out. Really, it is a U rescue. Her nickname is Turtle.
Yeah, right. She's one of the names she's used. All this is Tortoise.
It's Turtle T Turtle. Turtle T Tortoise. Esquire.
Esquire. Lynette Michelle Lacey Alexis Tortoise Preston.
Tortoise Preston.
No, even better. Lynette Michelle Lacey Alexis Tortoise Rescue Preston.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Her name is Rescue.
Yeah, Tortoise Rescue, aka it's a shell thing.
Yeah.
She's got to pronounce it fancy though. It'd be like, it's not tortoise, it's tortoise.
Tortie.
Like, tortie, plural.
Tortie.
We have the tortie.
Call yourself Tortie Preston.
Tortie.
Just call me Tortie.
Oh my God, that starts sounding like legal terms for real. It's like the torts.
It's tortoise. It's tortoise interference.
That's why she wanted to get involved in all of this. Somebody was like, hey, you ever heard about the torts? And she was like, ooh, torts.
I know everything about torts.
Oh my God. So this is the trustee's application for employment of counsel. Now, this is interesting because it gets into what these people actually do. We get we find out about fees and all kinds of fun stuff. So you want to read you want to read this page?
Yeah.
Right.
Let me make it bigger so I can see better. I have to begin. I'm getting old, as you know, since I'm turning 50 this year. All right, let's see. Am I starting at the top?
Yeah. Actually, you could probably skip
number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Applicant is the Chapter 7 trustee herein and wishes to employ attorney Kevin Frosthoffel. Love that name.
That's a cool name, honestly.
Sorry, it's not Frost. It's I said it wrong. It's Forced.
That is a cool name, man.
Still cool.
That looks
I want to
awesome.
call him Frosthoffel though.
That looks like
funny.
like you could typo your name and nobody would notice. That's awesome. I need a name like that. Like my name is like just so basic. I need a name like that. You need a first name to go with that, though.
Yeah, he needs a better name, like Dexter. Dexter Frosthoffel. Sebastian Frosthoffel.
I like Frosthoffel now, even though that is not what it
I
says.
know. I'm going
like
to call him Frosthoffel.
Yeah,
It's better than
Frosthoffel.
Forsthoffel. And for all we know, this is a typo, and it is Frosthoffel.
Yeah, you know.
I mean,
the way it's there, it may pronounce like that anyway.
You know, Gunter Frosthoffel would be great. That's a terrific name. Gunter Frosthoffel. That sounds like a great comic book character. So anyway, the trustee wants to employ Gunter Frosthoffel and Osley McMullen. Osley?
Osley's an awesome name too.
That's another really good name.
Osley Frosthoffel. You know? That's a great name.
They need to open a firm called Osley Frosthoffel.
Yeah, I mean, I usually, I hear names that I hate, but I usually don't hear names that I like. But together, they make one heck of a name.
Okay, this. He probably was called this in elementary school. Forstoffel, Attorney Forstoffel. Poor guy. All right, so they want to hire these two, Frosthoffel and McMullen, as counsel for the Chapter 7 trustee. Professional services to be rendered, for which it is desired to retain counsel, are to identify viable claims and assets of Tortoise Preston's estate, to assist in the liquidation of certain estate assets.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yes. So here's where we get into what they do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they're being hired to go after her assets, whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not. Look at that. Look at that part of the sentence.
Yep. That's amazing.
To assist in the liquidation of certain estate assets, whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not. You mean like all that jewelry? You mean like the gold and the silver and
tens of thousands of dollars, dude.
Yep.
I mean,
and or pursue actions to collect, recover, liquidate assets of the estate for distribution to creditors. Counsel has the right to withdraw or decline representation to recover any assets to which the estate may lay claim after conducting their own analysis and advisement to the trustee. The compensation terms of employment are set forth in greater detail in the engagement agreement attached as Exhibit A, but generally apply as follows. Fees in this case will be charged on a 40% contingency fee.
That's amazing. So, I mean, they are
huge.
Yes. I mean, they are.
What's 40% of $56,000? Hold on. I gotta get the calculator out because you all know I can't do math.
Oh,
in my
come on.
head.
You can do this in your head. Come on. You can.
I cannot do this in my head.
It's easy. Look, 40%. Okay, right. So it's 56,000. So
it's
10%.
$22,000. $22,400. But I use a calculator. I'm not going to stretch my brain for these things. I only have so much brain matter left. It is declining quickly. I'm not wasting it on doing on math that I can do on a calculator.
If it's basic like that, though, like a multiple of 10, then you can just go through. You're like,
hey,
okay,
don't shame 10% me.
Is. No, I'm just telling you how to do it fast. 56,000, 10%, 5,600 times 4. Because it's 40%.
See, I would never have figured that out.
Yeah, well,
I would never have figured that out on my own. This is why I failed algebra twice. Oh, and by the way, I was listening to one of Lips's streams trying to look for something. And she went on this rant about how Megan Fox never even went to college. I'll have you know that I failed out of Arizona State University like any good 18-year-old partier. I majored in sun tanning, ma'am. I have a summa cum laude graduation from sun tanning from Tempe, Arizona State University, and I have the coffee mug to prove it. That I was there. I actually even still have my student ID. Thank you very much. I absolutely went to college. Now, what I did there is common knowledge. I didn't do very well because I didn't go to class. If I had gone to class, however, I probably would have done just fine.
If you
But
would have
some
gone
of
to
us-
class, you would have probably still failed because you weren't ready for college. You know,
I
mean, that
wasn't ready for
happens.
college. But if I had gone to class because I wanted to be
Yeah,
there,
if you wanted to do it, yeah.
I would have done fine. But I didn't want to be there. I wanted to go to art school. I wanted to go to theater school, and my dad wouldn't let me. So he decided I had to go to Arizona State, and I decided, well, I'll show you. And that's how my dad and I got into a big fight. For which he has never forgiven me. That's not true. He has, but he does like to tease me about it sometimes.
That is funny. Well, I didn't go.
I actually went to
Not
3
when I went.
colleges. 3.
Well, when I went, I did not go when I was younger. Thank God, because if I would have gone when I was younger, I would have not gone. You know, I would have
Well,
just.
right. Sometimes you're not ready for it at 18, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, I would not have been. I just, I went
Yeah,
later
I
on. And I
wasn't.
mean, really, in life, you know what? It doesn't matter. Ultimately, here's the thing. What did all of this wondrous schooling do for her? Is she practicing law
Yeah,
now?
not much. She's failed at everything she tried. You know, by the way, when I finally decided I did want to go to college, because I decided what I was going to do, because I had done some community college, then I went to ASU, and then I, failed out of there because I didn't go to class. I decided I wanted to write because I had started writing, like a blog where I was doing like news stories, but it was just mine. And so I signed up for online college at University of Maryland University College in their J school. And I took several classes. I did really well. I was getting straight A's, but I decided that it wasn't worth it because while I was in college, I got a job writing, doing what I was in college to do. So to me, it was like, wait, I could just get paid to do this and not pay a college to teach me how to do what I'm already getting paid to do.
Right. You're already being able to do it.
And I was getting straight A's and I learned what I wanted to learn. I took a couple classes in news writing. And I think I did news writing. I did creative writing. I did, I don't know. I did other journalism classes, ethics maybe. And I was getting good grades. So I was like, well, I don't really need to finish this because I already got hired. So, but I went to 3 colleges, I'll have you know, ma'am. 3.
I'm confused by stuff though. I thought geeks and nerds were bad. So.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
shouldn't I be the coolest one in the bunch because I partied my way out of school?
Yeah, exactly. Aren't you one of the cool kids in this?
Yeah, right. I should be.
I
should be because there was nobody cooler than me in college. If you're gonna rack it up as kids who party and don't pay attention in class.
I always hate people who education. As far as that, it doesn't mean anything. It definitely doesn't mean you're smarter than anyone. That's for freaking sure. It doesn't mean even in the topic that you went for. It doesn't mean you're smarter in that. My God.
Debbie Baker just sent me $35 for a happy birthday. Debbie, it's not my birthday, right? I hope you don't think it's my birthday. Everyone's getting confused, but Debbie, I really appreciate
You know what?
you.
It has been such a good pre-birthday stream so far. We have
oh my God.
We have around 75 super chats and climbing. So maybe we can hit.
Man.
That was great.
You guys are incorrigible. You are going to trick the entire internet into thinking it's my birthday.
I love it.
And then when my birthday comes around, everyone's going to be like, we already celebrated this.
Wait, Just Jay's going like everybody's birthday's already happened.
Well, it's funny that he refuses to celebrate stars, though. So that's he's going to lose his co-host.
Oh, poor Star. Well, you're appreciated in some circles, Star. You're appreciated in some circles. We appreciate you in this one.
Yes, we do.
Right. So 40% though. That's wild.
It's big money. That's $22,000. You think those lawyers don't want that $22,000?
Oh, man.
Yes, they do.
And that's just when people
that's
when
just
we look
David's
at that money,
donation.
Yeah. one guy, and it is easily proven that they took money for these people and they never delivered on anything.
Nope.
It is easily proven. And them thinking, they all think that they don't have the right to look in. Oh, they definitely do, because you took money for someone else. Those are not your
Oh, they
funds.
definitely do. Oh, and by the way, if let's say we've made estimates of what we think the money that came in for her was, and we think it's well over $100,000 when you put it
Oh,
all
yeah.
together. Let's say, and I think this is a conservative estimate, that they took in like 150 grand, probably like 40, maybe 140, 100. That's like $60,000. These
would be
lawyers are going to dig through hell to find it.
What do they think happens when the money's not recoverable anymore? What do they think? What did the ecosystem think? They're just going to be like, "Oh, sorry, we're just going to leave." Do they think that's going to happen?
No, I don't know what they think is going to happen, but I'm going to laugh at what is going to happen. JC, I agree with you, Megan. I think it's terrible that you could not go to the college for makeup and tape application. You're absolutely right. I should have gone to college for that.
That's the weird thing, when people are saying like everybody out there is ugly and shit. Well, apparently some people think they're ugly too because they tape their fucking chin to their nose. Or no, I'm sorry, they tape their chin to their ears and then they draw on their nose. So, I mean, how can you sit around and call other people like ugly and shit?
Oh God, it's so weird. But it just goes to
bizarre.
show like her mental state is just so bizarre because she does these things like pretend that she's this beautiful, stunning, young-looking woman, and then she goes and tells everybody, "Oh, I actually tape my neck flaps down behind my ears."
No, she talks about like your neck. She did all this turkey neck. She was doing that the other day, and I was like, this person again. They apply more. God, I redid one of our bathrooms, and I don't think I used that much tape, like pre doing anything for painting or anything else. She's putting up there like, yeah, you put a little application of tape. You tape your neck flaps to you.
The neck flaps. You gotta pin your neck flaps back.
It's so bizarre, man.
It's
I've
the
seen some
weirdest thing
weird
I
shit.
ever saw. I've never seen anybody do makeup like this. It's
Gotta spackle your neck.
But I do promise you, chat, Rosalind and I are already making plans to do Lips's beauty routine. We are making a list of things we have to purchase from Amazon, but I'm telling you right now, I refuse to buy. First of all, I refuse to put alcohol on my face, and alcohol is only good for putting in the body, not on the face. And
no, God, that's don't do that.
Do not put that on your skin. I'm not doing that. And I also refuse to put that medical glue on my face as well. So I won't be doing those two things, but I will try the tape and I'll follow the other instructions. But those two things are so damaging. There's no way I'm putting that on my skin. I've worked too hard for the moisture in my face to suck it dry with that alcohol thing.
That was so bizarre to see.
She's scrubbing at her face with an alcohol pad. Like,
yeah,
no, stop.
And it's showing. Like it's showing
big
heavily.
red spot. Oh, so bad.
That kills skin, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't put that on aging skin. You shouldn't put it on any skin, but
Yeah,
especially not aging skin. You just suck all the moisture out of there that, you're already lacking. Good Lord.
It's crazy, man. I hear one of the kids. Can you hold this for 1 minute?
Yeah. Of course. I'll read the chat. See what the chat has to say. All right, chat. I was actually working on my rose blanket. My bouquet blanket. I'm doing all the roses around it. That's the part that takes the absolute longest. So I need to catch up with what you all are saying in here. Oh my gosh. The real red shirt. My daughter is an esthetician, and after watching her video, she said she's going to F up some people. Contact your local esthetician for advice, not a crazy YouTuber. By the way, the real red shirt, my daughter, Fairy, wants to be an esthetician. And this is a new thing for her. She's getting interested more in like the medical field. thank God, because before she was looking at law, and I'm like, no, that's too stressful for you. Like, seriously, it's too stressful. So she's looking at going to massage school and becoming an esthetician. And yeah, I should show her that video. She would lose it. She already knows so much about skincare, and like she's super into like all these South Korean products, because South Koreans have the best facial products. She's introduced me to so many good ones. But yeah, this is hilarious.
So much weirdness in those videos.
They should teach Lips's makeup tutorial in esthetician school to show people what not to do.
I was just funny. Like, why would you put that on your skin?
Yeah, I don't. And especially, you could see it instantly. Her skin reacts.
Yeah, it dries. Everybody knows, like, that dries your skin out. You don't do that.
Today is Megan's quarterly birthday. I'm gonna I should be doing that. I should be having a quarterly birthday stream.
Why is
everyone else doing a quarterly birthday stream for me? It's not right.
Let's see. I've got to put together some new pictures for myself. Oh man, you know what? I should take that new picture and turn it into an Umbrella Guy picture. I should take that new one.
That's what I told you to do. Yeah. I told you to do that.
No, but I should have AI do it, like make a, redo the picture, but with this character,
Do it.
Yeah, I need to do that. That would be fun. Okay.
I already told you to do that, and not like 2 hours ago.
I've already forgotten. So
again, no one listens to me. No one.
Well, that means like when they do listen to you, you get to say, I told you so.
True.
So it is awesome.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But no one ever does listen. So I never get to say I told
They
you
don't
so.
listen to the I told you so.
No one's going to hear me.
Yeah, but it feels good to be able to be like, but I did tell you
Told
so.
you.
Okay, here, back on track.
All right,
here. Right there.
Is it me or you? I don't know.
You're still for the next.
Oh, I'm still reading. Why did I think we had finished the page? Okay, sorry.
Because it came up on 40%, and we were like, wow.
Wow. Okay, 40% contingency fee based on the gross amount of all funds or assets collected, i.e., brought into the estate for administration, or the proceeds from the liquidation of assets for the benefit of the estate, which whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not, or as a result
like
in whole, and as a result in whole or in part of Osley McMullen's efforts. You can go ahead.
Whether by judgment, order, award, settlement, private sale, auction, or the like. I wonder which way this stuff might go.
Oh my God. If it goes for auction. Oh my God. Imagine the auction.
Who
it might go for a lot.
Yeah. Who has the flash to buy it, though? That's the kicker.
What if Jeremy buys a bunch of it and then resells it?
Oh my God. I'm telling you, if he buys part of that property, if he buys that and gets that fence, he could have a field day, like selling off parts of that.
Like pieces of the Berlin Wall.
Yep,
I know.
exactly.
I've been saying that. It's going to be hilarious.
1 second. What the person is doing. I'm trying to, AI is so annoying sometimes. I was like, put the figure into that, and it just slapped the avatar in there. I was like, no. Replaced it as the person. Lord. Oh, Lord. But anyway, the value of the property, quote unquote, brought into the bankruptcy estate or quote unquote liquidated is based upon the gross amount of money recoverable, regardless of any prior offers to pay you or prior efforts by you and your representatives. So no matter what, it's like, hey, we value what it is, not you.
Yeah, right.
Times.
Not you.
Such claims shall be subject to approval by bankruptcy court. In addition, costs reasonably incurred in connection with such efforts, including funds expended to help preserve potential assets of the estate, Another professional retained by counsel will be reimbursed to counsel after fees in connection with professional services. A final fee application will be final with the court for approval of fees and costs. Yes, so they get paid too. They also, in these filings, go over what their pay rate is. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, the legal fees of Bender here is $450 an hour. And legal assistants are $125 an hour.
Oh,
Clerks are $95 an hour plus costs.
my God.
Yeah.
Who pays for all of that?
The estate?
Nuh-uh.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
she has to
If they
pay
can
for
take the
their
money out.
time? God,
Uh,
bankruptcy does not seem worth it.
Oh, it's wild, man. when
You have to
think
pay
about
the attorneys that come take your shit?
it. Usually, usually you don't get to the
That
point
seems extreme.
with this stuff is extreme. I mean, typically we're talking about it going easy, no matter what. Most people, they don't have items that you have to track down.
Oh, right. So it's not like they're spending hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, you usually
People,
voluntarily.
I guess most people probably don't lie on their bankruptcy paperwork, right?
No, I mean you're taking a chance. Like bankruptcy court ain't messing around. They're one of the places that can put you away for messing around with them. The
Yeah, they don't
games
seem to
they
care
play.
about that.
Well,
Why
these
why
people,
don't they care about that?
because all these other people have convinced Preston that nothing's going to happen to her.
Right.
And I mean, meanwhile, like, what's the wake up call? Look, I told this woman, I was like, what kind of wake up call do you need? Because ultimately, you're sitting around begging them in their chat for scraps. They've taken everything
From you. You're going to lose everything. Your land, your RV, you're going to lose it all. And they've done that to you, not Jeremy Hales. They're
and
the
they
ones
won't
who raised
pay.
all that money and didn't give it to you. Jeez. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. I do sometimes wonder, like, are they sitting around waiting to see if they can buy her property
Oh, well, you
with
remember
the
when
money they stole from
actually
her?
remember when they said, like, or when she said they wanted Tina, the neighbor Tina, and Brian to come in and buy her property out from under her.
Right.
So I think they've set that in motion.
That is so bizarre to me. I mean, I
Well,
just
it's
can't.
just like,
Because
what
who
does
would want
she need?
it?
What does
Who
she
would
need?
want that
though, is the way-
property?
No, nobody really, unless like I said, I could see Hills wanting it for peace of mind, just to keep these people away from, and ultimately he said he would own it. Man of his word.
Well,
I
yeah,
would.
sure. For him, it makes sense,
Yeah.
right? It makes sense for him because they've been a royal pain in his ass, and it would be peace of mind to have that property just so no one else can move there. Yeah, that I understand. But for anybody else, it's not a valuable piece of property in any way. It's an acre or what is it, like 1 acre, right?
I don't remember the
It's like a
exact.
garbage dump.
Yeah, it
First
used
of
to be.
all,
It used to be a garbage for real. That's what they
well,
said.
used to be. I mean, Tug,
But
used
yeah,
to
I'm just
be.
saying, used to be
Not
like
much
for real.
better.
Like it's not us giving commentary though, in saying
Right.
that it was quite literally
A garbage dump. Like
Yes.
it doesn't have that much value to anybody except Jeremy Hales. Why Tina and Brian would want to buy it to me is a mystery. What do they want it for? Is it adjacent to their property too?
I believe so. But on top of it, they want to. I think they've made it pretty clear. They say, Jeremy Hales is this aggressor harasser, but really, are they? Look at their actions. You tell me who the aggressor harasser is in these situations.
Well, I know we don't agree on it.
Yeah.
That side sees it as Jeremy Hales, and the rest of us see it as them. And not only them when it comes to Jeremy Hales, but I mean, you're talking about people who have a very long history of being the aggressors with their neighbors in lots of other places, like for sure Northport. And, we just haven't heard from people in other, well, that's not true. There's been others. So I have some stories that we haven't even gotten into yet for reasons. But this is a person who has caused a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word. Strife.
Yeah.
My mother likes that word. My mother uses that word a lot. This person has caused other people a lot of strife wherever she goes. It's weird that people don't see it. Like there's another side that doesn't see her as an aggressor.
I think anybody, if they had to deal with this in their lives, they would definitely see it as all of these things and more. You know, they can imagine it in their own life.
Agreed.
So, where was I at? Oh, yeah, let's see. In addition, costs reasonably incurred in connection with such efforts, including funds expended to help preserve potential assets of the estate and other professionals retained by counsel, will be reimbursed to counsel after fees in connection with these professional services. So, look, you get your money back. You know, the final fee will be presented. So they're telling you, you know, again, it is not a cheap freaking, if you've got to go in and look into these people's finances. I mean, you're talking about these folks potentially, I mean, getting real pay here. I'm so interested in this. I saw somebody asking like, well, why does a bankruptcy matter? Well, typically a bankruptcy doesn't matter. Typically, I would have no interest whatsoever in this, but they bragged about this being the method that they would get away with everything that happened. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And, well, that's not the way it's working now. It's just, it's so weird. Again, doesn't Lynette ask herself, when she got into this, she imagined, we've seen some of the texts, and she imagined getting a huge payday. Now, where she's at right at this moment, doesn't she pause and think? She never blames herself, first of all.
Never.
So, why isn't she blaming these morons? You know, they're part of it. You know, you can't blame Jeremy Hales for the decision to go into bankruptcy and to liquidate everything that you have. You can't blame him.
Oh, she can, though. Oh, she can, and she will. She will blame him for everything. I don't know. I mean,
that
it's
was
willful ignorance.
They thought, hey, that's the way I shield myself from, you know, from any type of liability. It's so dumb.
The fact that she had an actual legal professional telling her it was a good idea is shocking. Although I use the word legal professional loosely.
Yeah, for real. Well, you know, the cost, what really throws me off is the cost of these people. What free cost? You know, first of all, the contingency-based, quote unquote, free lawyer. What did they end up taking from her? I'm actually surprised they're not listed in the bankruptcy, to be honest. I am. I'm surprised. You know, well, because look, they fired, as Nick said, and he brought up a very good point in things that when you fire somebody, they can come after you, and they can come after you for past legal expenses. They expected to be able to try to at least get. So, you know, when they fired, in fact, when Nick
well, you
was
know,
talking
that's
about
actually what happened in his discipline case,
Mhm.
the one that was going on in Connecticut
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
That was what it was about. This woman fired him, and he had promised her to do it on contingency. Yeah, he wanted $500 from her for some work or whatever that he did, and that wasn't in his agreement. That was what the entire thing was about. You know, he ended up having to pay her $1,000.
That's funny. So
Yeah, when he says he's never been disciplined, it's a lie, because they determined it. Shizzy read those documents the other night on his show. He was ordered to pay her $1,000. Now I'm sure that he will appeal that till the cows come home, and he'll probably never pay her. But he was ordered to do it.
That's so wild, man. You know, it really is. All right, let's see. So a copy of engagement agreement, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Frost Waffle and the
Frost Waffle.
Like I said, I love that spelling. That is
I
so
know, it's
amazing.
good.
You know, I make jokes
You could
about
just
your name
call
if
it.
you ever see it, Kevin, but you got a cool name.
You got a
Like,
cool name. It's a
you
cool
do.
name. It is. And Frost Waffle's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. I'm just gonna, well, I mean, your name has like Hofel in it or something. It's
Right?
yeah, that
It's
Hofel. You know
it's
what?
German or French, I
But I
think.
mean, it's got Hofel. Like I remember, I'm
Hofel.
Southern.
Hofel.
Yes, so
Frost
yeah,
Hofel.
yeah. That the Frost laid and
At
that
Frosty
Hofel.
Hofel.
I'm Southern, man. We enunciate everything,
Oh my God, I love it.
I
Frost
love the
Waffle,
name.
the original name of Eggos. Frost Waffles.
It's so good. And the attorneys with Osley. I like that too. Osley McMullen sounds good. It does. That's a good name. Like that is a good name. Period. I like it. Osley McMullen. That sounds
Yeah,
good
it's a
together.
good name.
Are attorneys authorized to practice before the state, federal, and bankruptcy court, and so they can practice in some Frost Waffle and the
Oh my
attorneys.
God, hold on. Hold the phone.
What?
You are not going to believe what Frost Waffle means.
What?
It means small farm or estate.
Oh, that's an awesome name for bankruptcy.
This guy's a bankruptcy attorney who goes after people's estates and small farms, and literally his name. I'm sorry, the simulation does not disappoint. Check off the simulation does not disappoint on your bingo cards. How is this a thing?
You talk about
It's German.
Predeterminism there. That's amazing.
It's German. It's German for small farmer estate, you guys. I can't believe that. That is so awesome.
So we don't need to read the part about applications, because it's like, hey, there's no conflict. We don't need that part right there. Here's where so they get into some of the cost in this terms of engagement, like where they were talking about it. And this is where stuff kind of gets, I think pretty interesting.
Serious.
Yeah. Because, I mean, when you look like on behalf of the firm, thank you for engaging Osley McMullen to represent your legal counsel. There's a policy of the firm to require an engagement letter to avoid misunderstandings as to the scope of our representation and the fees to be charged. Yes. So this is all about fees, baby. What we do, what we cost, It's just it's amazing because for the terms, we don't need to go over the whole thing. Again, if you want to go over the whole thing, awesome, but there's a lot of legalese in here. What I really found interesting is how all of the expenses, how that comes in. This stuff right here. So for fees and expenses, our engagement will be on a contingency fee basis. Again, contingency fees, when people think about this, you really want to win. How is winning determined? Well, it depends on what you're doing. With them, recovery of asset, that's a big time thing. And they are extra motivated. When your excess payday, that's dependent. I'm sure these people, they have to be salivating at the idea when they heard about all of the money that was raised for Lynette Preston.
Oh my God. And they're going to have the legal right to get into all of it, including Lisa's Cash App.
They dumped it into, they dumped it into communal funds, so that opens up all of her finances to them because they did not take an extra bank account, set things aside. You just know they didn't. The way
there's no way they did.
They talked about depositing in I believe the word was their bank. They said something, that made me think, man, that's communal assets there. So you mixed into because they had the expectation that it was theirs. They could do whatever they wanted with it. They said that actually it was theirs to decide to do what with. So, that's so
just dumbasses.
Well, and they wanted what's amazing is when you look at this, they encouraged this method without understanding it. And I wonder if Bruce understood it.
I doubt it because bankruptcy law is very highly specialized. Highly specialized. Very few lawyers understand bankruptcy. Very few. And that's not their fault. They don't study it. It's not something that that they all study in law school. Bankruptcy is something you go into that you learn because you want to be a bankruptcy lawyer. It's not like a required thing for all lawyers to take.
Think about it on the other side of that, though. Let's just say maybe he did understand it. And look at what's happening potentially with all the people that are involved, all the people that turned on him publicly, all the people that, well, we know how Lynette is about yelling at people and more too. And she said a lot of nasty stuff about the man as well. You know, and like I said, the fats they have too. So, I mean, either way, you know, if this was his method. She said specifically that this was Bruce's idea. That's what Lynette said. This was Bruce's idea.
What a stupid idea.
Yeah. Well,
congratulations, Bruce, for being the dumbest guy on the internet.
Unless it was payback, then it's genius, Bruce. I don't know. I mean, again, hey, Bruce, if this is payback, I know you'll never admit it, but if it's payback, man, I give you your flowers on that one, sir, because that's some cold-blooded shit.
Well, you know,
you want to yell at me and call me your bitch, huh? I'll do everything.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I think that he is. I think he's a diabolical person.
Oh yeah, he's cold-blooded. That's what I mean. He's a vengeful mofo.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, remember that voicemail that was left that he put on YouTube that he thought was so funny, of that poor woman who was yelling about what a CUNT was, and Bruce, and how, you know, all the things she said about him. I came across that on my computer the other day. I have that saved in a file.
We need to listen to that.
We need to listen to it again in full. Not even sure if we ever listened to the full thing with everyone, but like we should do that on a Rumble stream one night, because it is enlightening how, and the fact that he would post that
to be like, that's the amazing
ha, look at what I did to this poor woman, is like, wow, that's cold.
Well, you know, when he was not her lawyer anymore after all of the bankruptcy move and stuff. Like they fired him essentially. You know, they said, "Oh, he told us to do it, and we did it," but still, he was gone. So, I mean, again, it's either the worst advice ever, and maybe again, that's just how it is, or it's the craziest vengeance I've ever seen. Either way, like I said, it's entertaining.
Lynette she would deserve it. They deserve each other. I'll say that. I think they deserve each other.
I'm just, like I said, if this is intentional, Bruce, you have my head nod for that. Kudos, my friend. Kudos.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I mean, honestly, like if I had invested the time Bruce did, and I mean, Lynette set their case on fire publicly. You know,
yeah.
She did. Like she wouldn't stop herself, and you know,
and all the stuff he said in those writings about how, you know, the client is difficult, and so when he said to Shara about how he can't do anything about the client, and
I gave away so much about dealing with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the terms though, Osley will have a priority administrative expense claim in the amount equal to the total sum of 40% of the gross amount of all funds or assets collected, i.e. brought into the estate for administration and or liquidated for the benefit of the bankruptcy sale, whether previously disclosed by the debtor or not. I love that. I
love that part. They keep saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that, you know, and that's important because I think when they start looking, they're going to be like, hey, you haven't disclosed everything. Again, we saw the lists. She didn't disclose like personal items. Come on. You know, I mean, look at the list of the personal items versus. She barely disclosed anything.
Yep.
As a
It's
result,
a real problem.
Oh, yeah. In whole or in part, Bosley Mullen's efforts, whether by judgment, order, award, settlement, private sale, auction, or the like, plus 2, all costs reasonably incurred directly by Bosley Mullen or any other professional retained by it in connection with such efforts. So again, costs associated. Now, like I was saying, there's a second document that is put together by Bender, talking about how it would be part of this and everything. And like I said, their costs, their pay scale is, we'll look at this document in a minute, but I do want to bring that pay scale up real quick. That way people can see it and, see the amount, because the amounts they're something else. They're not working for cheap, so you can see the legal costs here. So Bender works at a rate, like I said, of $450 per hour. So her services alone are that. Any assistants that work with her, their rating in is $125 an hour. And then any clerks, so any work like that, the grunt work there, they're getting about $100 per hour, plus any cost associated. So I mean, you're talking about you figure. You have her, a couple of legal assistants, and let's just say just be nice, one clerk, right? So right there, you got 450, a couple of clerks. There's 250 right there. So there's 700 plus a like just one clerk. That would be 800 plus any. I mean, you could well be clocking easily over $1,000 an hour. How much money do they eat up? Wow. I mean, that's wild. So again, they will want to find your money, Lynette. All of this, that's what it says. And Lynette, again, I think Lynette's too dumb to look at this and understand that this is a bad move for her. I do. I think she's going to smile all the way to losing everything. Then she's going to turn around. She's going to, at first she'll want to blame Jeremy, of course, but she'll want to blame the fats and stuff. You know what, Lynette? If you didn't turn on people all the time, again, they would have paid. And you might have actually been able to pocket some money. If you'd have been smart enough to not go this route, you could have at least, like, she didn't even try to take her chances in court. That's another statement. She has so little faith in what she's going to be able to do in court that she's trying to write everything off because she thinks she's going to lose.
Yep.
I mean, that says a lot, Oh yeah, Fed 1 is going so well, so swimmingly that, hey, maybe I can write it all off. And the cases she herself brought are self-destructing so badly that she's like, oh no, maybe I can get away with this. Maybe before everything goes badly. God, is that the way you planned it, Lynette?
What a plan.
Yeah. Well, that just said, at that point, I would really want to talk to some other counsel. I did tell her that in a conversation. I was like, have you ever talked to another lawyer? Well, I can't afford that. I was like, you can do some consultation with people, Hell, like any person that even remotely just looks over your case would tell you the people that have been advising you are giving you bad advice. Like a lay person could tell you that. Oh, so bad. But the value of property, quote unquote, brought into the bankruptcy estate or quote unquote liquidated is based upon the gross amount of the money recovered, regardless of any prior offers to pay you or, again, anything before. That doesn't work out. So here's the example. By way of example, say, Bosley McMullen. Actually, do you want to read this part?
Sure.
Okay.
Again, I got to get my screen bigger. I wish StreamYard would let you get the screen big and look at the chat at the same time.
I know. Okay. It makes a mess.
Isn't that annoying?
Yeah, it annoys me because I end up, wait, I've got a raider. Somebody who was asleep, I thought.
Oh, I was just saying hi. And check you on.
Why are you carrying around an ice cream scoop?
Remember last time?
Yeah, I know, but why exactly do you have an ice cream scoop in your hand? She just randomly walked down here with an ice cream scoop in her hand.
Well, I bet there's some ice cream on the counter.
Are you getting ice cream? Is that what?
I get ice cream and tomorrow I'm having more ice cream, so them wait with me. So I
think that you still have a little bit of ice cream there. Are you wanting to get your ice cream? See what time it is. Wow, I mean, it's getting a little late.
But
you can get you can get a bite or maybe one bite. Okay, you got a little bit, but don't eat. You know, I don't know how much ice cream do you have left. That's that's got 4%. That's great. Here, you want it?
Yeah, it's almost to 100.
It's at 9. What was that number?
96.
Yeah, what is that?
96.
96 is right. So smart. Good job. All right, give me a hug and kiss. Okay, go do your thing.
And Snaky Boo shedding again.
Yeah, Snaky Boo is shedding. He's gotten bigger too, hasn't he?
Yeah. The more he goes, the more he's gonna get to the top.
I know, man. He's
to
actually
the top
gotten,
of the tank.
He's gotten meaner too.
Yeah,
he's
but
in a
I
bad
think
mood.
because he's shedding skin.
Yeah, probably shedding his skin probably made him angry. He's the snake used to be like, yeah, you can hold me and stuff, and now the snake's like, sucker, you ain't touching me.
Because he shed his skin. When he doesn't shed his skin as much, he will let us hug him.
Oh, okay. He'd let us hug him then. All right. Well, hey, go do your thing. All right. Love you.
Hold him.
Yep. Well, maybe he'll get calmed down after that then.
Yeah, because if he sheds sin, he doesn't want to be touched because he can't shed it as much.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you for explaining that. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Close my door too, okay?
Okay.
He's so funny. Yeah, the snake shed, and after it got bigger, it got grumpier, very grumpy. It's like, you better leave me alone, sucker. You better not touch me. So
it's getting grumpy.
Yeah. After it, and it could be part of maybe, I'm not sure. Like right after they shed, it's not been just recent, so I could understand right after, but maybe it takes time to acclimate. I'm not sure.
It's not biting or anything, is it?
Well, nobody's touching it to be bitten, but I mean, it's grumpy, it used to be like, hey, just, pick me up and, oh, your warmth. And now it's like, screw off. It seemed a little, not thrilled. Like it would have struck if I would have gone after it the other day. But again, I don't really get pets to pick them up.
Yeah.
I like to watch them. And that, God, it's grown a lot. Anyway.
All right. By way of example, if Osley McMullen succeeds in collection and or selling of assets in the Preston bankruptcy estate totaling $200,000 and incurs $10,000 in costs in connection with its efforts, which are approved by the bankruptcy court, Osley McMullen would have a priority administrative expense claim calculated as follows: total recovery for the state, $200,000, 20% contingency.
Say 20.
I don't know. It should say 40.
Yeah. I'm confused here. Is that a
typo?
mistake? Yeah, it looks like it, right? I mean, surely that's a mistake there because it says 40% in the contract over and over again.
Yeah, that must be a mistake. Unless, that's got to be a mistake. But whatever.
Well, think about the amount, though. I mean, that in their example, so you'd be doubling this. So if we're talking 40%, you'd be talking 80,000 plus
costs.
Yeah.
It is understood and agreed that the pursuit of any specific claims or assets will be upon the agreement of the firm and the trustee. The parties agree that Osley McMullen's engagement is upon a contingent fee basis, and if no recovery is made, the Preston bankruptcy estate will not be indebted to Osley McMullen for any additional funds whatsoever.
Yep.
It is also understood the costs advanced by Osley McMullen will be paid after fees from any funds recovered for the estate from the date of this agreement.
See, this is an important thing right here. So if there's not anything recovered, they don't get paid. So they are hyper motivated to recover. And the more that they recover, the better. So all of these rings, silver, gold, whatever that she's trying to market out there, quote unquote, for the turtles, isn't the 501c3, I'm confused on the state of it. Didn't it lapse?
I think so.
Maybe the chat can, let me know on that for sure. I keep thinking that it it ended up lapsing. So how would you make the argument if it is lapsed? Yeah, a lot of people are saying yes. See, that's what I thought too. And if it is lapsed, then how do you make the argument I'm paying for my nonprofit here when your nonprofit doesn't exist as a nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wouldn't that look a lot more like fraud?
Yeah.
Some people are saying it's, I see a couple of people that said it'd be renewed. She applied, but it was denied. I've got to look again just to make sure to see if it had been approved, because of the way it's set, especially when this started up. I'm pretty sure it had not been renewed at that time. So if it's still gone for no renewal, that's a big issue. But regardless, for them to be going through this situation, and they're saying essentially, I can't afford to live. I can't afford to do anything. And again, there's no shame. I've been through bankruptcy. You can be bankrupted by all kinds of stuff. Although they're not really saying they were bankrupted by life. They're saying their terrible, malicious decisions have potentially bankrupted them. And they're hoping for an eject button.
Mm-hmm. It is also understood that the costs I said that. In cases where recovery will be paid on a future structured or periodic basis, the contingent fee percentage shall only be calculated on the cost of the structured verdict or settlement, or if the cost is unknown, on the present money value of the structured verdict or settlement, whichever is less. If the damages and the fee are to be paid out over the long-term future schedule, then this limitation does not apply. This firm may not separately negotiate with the defendant for lawyers' fees in a structured verdict or settlement where such separate negotiations would place our lawyers in a position of conflict.
That's interesting. When you surrender to the bankruptcy court, these people, you're taken out of the negotiation. You don't have a say at all. Like that's amazing in its own way too. When they're bringing in people, looking at your assets and stuff, what you need is somebody very competent in your corner, because they're holding off some hungry sharks. And I don't feel like Saran Wrap is the person I would want in my corner.
No. No, I wouldn't. It is further understood and agreed that all court costs and costs for subpoenas, photographs, experts, depositions, court reporters, and transcripts, travel investigation, reports, copying, computerized litigation support and research, videotaping and filming, witness statements, long-distance telephone calls, telefac-simile services, and other expenses directly incurred during the second phase of McMullen's engagement shall be paid by the law firm and reimbursed out of any recovery after calculation of attorney's fees.
Think about that, though. Experts. Wow. Like, you could go to the point, again, I mean, we are talking about potentially combing through assets that picked up $100,000+ You think about what that takes. You have to have somebody that understands assets. They understand finances. They would have to comb through all of that. God, I mean, again, and they get paid the whole time.
And it also, you understand, it says here, that you agree that such expenses shall be determined in the sole discretion of our lawyers.
Yeah, they say what it costs.
Yeah, you don't get to say, which is a scary thing.
Yeah, Lynette, I mean, really, Lynette. Again, you're at the point where you're at the point of no return anyway. You're stuck, unfortunately for you. And again, I feel like I told you so is very valid in these moments because we told this woman repeatedly, we told her that these people are the enemy, and she's in their chats again. She's begging for money and help. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, it worked for her the first time. She's thinking it's going to work again.
Well, how does that, how do these suckers out there, like, what do they think? They think, oh, we just welcome her back. Like, you all sat around and talked about wellness checks on her. You all sat around and talked about how you'll be damned if you'll pay for her living, and she's just a mooch and all
Oh, and
these.
she can't handle money, and so much. You said so much.
So are they
But
just?
she's back. She's back. Like,
yeah,
but yeah, again, these are the same people though. They went after Lips too, and Lips is back with them.
It's so bizarre.
They turned their entire chat against her. Had people unsubscribing from her channel. And never even so much as said, we're sorry we misled you, if it really was a misleading thing. Now they're claiming, it was all a big setup. We were all in on it. Well, you sure didn't tell your chat. It's weird.
Well, and the thing that they claimed with Lips doesn't work with Preston. See, people have heard her own words and they've talked about it, how she wanted her in prison. She talked about how terrible of a human being and vice versa. They did it to each other. Now, they're trying to sell this idea. We just had a little bit of a disagreement. That's not a disagreement. If we have a little bit of a tiff, we don't usually try to put each other in prison. It's not the way that goes. So with them, I mean, again, they spent a lot of time trying to bury one another. And now you have her in there being like, oh, Lisa, can I tell them about how I'm going to have this fundraiser and I'm going to do this? And that's so weird. It's so weird.
So weird.
I kind of enjoy it, though. I kind of enjoy watching the stupid, because you never know where it's going to go. Let's see what else. Client responsibilities. You agree to cooperate fully with us and to provide promptly all information known or available to you in reference to our representation. Yeah, you're cooperating fully. Good luck. Good luck. I mean, seriously. We've seen how they act when it comes to court cases and turning over items. They've not. They've not at all. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in here. You agree that we may continue to represent or may undertake in the future to represent existing or new clients in the matter that is not substantially related to our work in you. We agree, however, that your prospective consent to other representations contained in the preceding sentence shall not be applied. Okay. All right. I was just making sure I understood that. So essentially, if other things come up, you're not giving us approval to do whatever as a blanket statement in the future. That's what that says. Now, there's another document here that, again, it went over the fee-related structure that I was bringing up. I thought we would look at that for a minute. Give me a second here. Yeah, this was the trustee application. Now, and again, this is Risa Bender, like discussing, again, who she is, how she fits into this. And again, you saw her name that was brought up with all of that. And the whole point in all of this is when they're coming in, she's talking about, first of all, the professional services to be rendered. What does she do? General representation of the trustee in legal matters before this and other tribunals, marshaling assets consisting of personal and real property of the bankruptcy estate and evaluating transfers of the property of the bankruptcy estate. So again, it's her purview, her job to marshal the assets of not just real property, but also personal, the stuff they did not list. Like, again, her bankruptcy lawyer, when she didn't list her personal property, should have been like, ma'am, this game you're playing is not right. I get what they're trying to do. She'll say, well, John Cook owns this or John Cook owns that. And no, John Cook doesn't own the rings you wear on your hands. Like she didn't list any of that stuff. And it does ask you about it. So evaluating secured liens and the validity therefore is related to the bankruptcy estate property, dealing with the sale of property of the bankruptcy estate, transfers, closing documents, etc. Evaluating and, if appropriate, challenging claims of exemption. Right there, look. Oh, well, I look at what you say is exempt and I decide.
Right.
I decide. So evaluating and, if appropriate, prosecuting adversary action, including revocation of debtor's discharge and or recovery and avoidance of assets of the estate. So this person looks at everything, and if it's appropriate, they are there for prosecuting adversary action. That's crazy, including revocation of the discharge, therefore it, and recovery of assets. So anything you've been trying to hide or anything else, yeah, this is the person. And again, you know, in a typical case like this, most people, you may have them looking for assets, but you don't usually have somebody that you've written in. Remember, they threw Jeremy Hales and all these other people into this. They didn't volunteer to be added, like said the FATs. You know, Jeremy Hales, he had all of this. They tried to maliciously do stuff to him and then discharge any liability. And he knows a lot about these folks. So he's been able to talk about what they do or don't have. And most of the time that work isn't done outright. So if there's a lie, it takes a lot more to prove it. You know, I think in this situation with these people, a lot of people would get away with that. Like in their circumstances, they probably would have gotten away with a lot of that. You know, now they're sloppy and dumb about it too. You know, wearing handfuls of rings while not claiming them. That's not smart. So, but she does that. Again, what's amazing is doing this, being prosecuted potentially, they still get paid for the effort. So, oh, God, she could. Yep, she could end up like dragging their asses for it, and at the rate of $450 an hour while doing it. Oh my God. But anyway, that's again, if you're curious about the documents, this is 95, the other, yeah, so it's 94 and 95. And then the other document that I posted, it's not really that interesting of a document. The other one, give me a second. I can't remember what it was called. It is just a proof of service document, you know, saying, hey, all these people got that, but that's the items that I was showing off at the very beginning. So it does list all of the potential places that she's listing. And
I just saw her listing a bag for sale on. And what's funny about the description, it says, like new, never used. How is something like new and never used? Isn't something that's never used new?
New, yeah. Well, especially as the bag, you know, like we're not talking about a product that it would have come potentially sealed. You know, you could go to like a store and just buy a bag and be unsealed.
It's so crazy.
Well, here, let me see. So she had a bunch of, I don't know if I'll go through all these, but I want to note a couple of items because they're trying to blame right now Shara and turn on Shara again. Shara's the problem out there. You know, she's the, here's her begging, by the way, Lisa, can I say I'm selling something next week? Yeah, here, check this out. So she's sitting over there in that chat of somebody, again, these people have turned on each other heavily. And she's in there like, Lisa, can I talk about my sale? It's so odd. They're all playing, and you know the people out there, when some of the chat people that we're talking about, again, having folks come to her home and now they're trying to play all nice about it too. It's weird. They're talking about Shara as well. Shara is a monster, you know. Now this is an interesting statement here because she's like, oh, you know, Shara, Lowe's, I don't think it was Lowe's. It was Home Depot. Remember, she was trying to help her actually get her home taken care of and costs. So she's like, well, you know, she yelled at the manager trying to get them to give us a discount, and they were just furious.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, the manager told her no because she yelled at her.
That's
Shara's-
absurd. Listen, I've spent a lot of time with Shara on the phone. I cannot imagine her yelling. You don't understand what a soft-spoken person she is.
Oh, they
And for the nerve of Lynette Preston to say somebody else yells.
right. Well, Shara
Come
paid
on.
for stuff for this person too. Again, this is what you get for helping them. They turn on you. You know, I can tell you again, like she wanted to do that for myself, right? with myself and with Megan. Like she wants your help to recover money and assets, but at the same time, she's accusing you of terrible things publicly because that's the
I
way
love
she is.
this. I love this one.
Mhm.
She didn't just yell at me. She was abusive to me. She was rude, nasty, ordered me to go around and get this, go take a picture of that, get it now. I need it. It was awful. And John heard her. Ma'am, do you think that John is a reliable witness or anyone believes John would tell the truth? No, we do not. Thank you, Max. I see the email. I appreciate it. I got it from several people. They want to tell us about the her 501c3. It's a shell thing, has been placed on the revocation list. So her 501c has been revoked.
Okay, so it is on the auto revocation list.
Yes, but it says she could still reinstate it.
Yeah, but it's not reinstated. So
No,
right
it is
now
not.
she's raising money for something that is not legit or official.
Right.
That seems to be a real.
It doesn't
that looks like
exist.
it sounds like hiding assets, because ultimately what you're talking about is any animal that's left, and we don't know about what's left or anything. You remember she was talking about selling them at one time.
Oh yeah.
The turtle. So I mean, we don't know anything about it. Like she would not answer anyone's questions about how they were doing or anything, and now it's come back to, hey, you need to help me take care of these, so that's essentially like your pets. I mean, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. This stuff with Shara, though, again. Oh, okay. So Shara, whom you said you wanted to cover your story, would ask for pictures. She would ask you to go get stuff, like I'm sure documents, and that she needed it. Hey, I need you to go get this.
Yeah. I mean,
you need
when
to get
you're
around
covering
to it.
someone's case, there's nothing wrong with telling people to go get the evidence that you need.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that she had to ask her multiple times. You know why? Because Lynette doesn't have that evidence, because it doesn't exist.
Right. Well, I mean, she claims some pretty awful stuff too. Again, I would want evidence. Oh, there's a conspiracy to off a public official. You say? Huh? Can I get some? Can I get something that notes that in some way? He's like, no, of course not. But I mean, it was so strange. She also wanted to throw Tina under the bus. Tina, she promised to buy me stuff. Tina even said she was buying me a shoe stand. She faked me out so bad, just faked me out. She called someone so many names, talked down about everybody, but totally lied about everything. Yeah, or you treated your supposed friend like they were the shoe stand, like you had purchased a shoe stand. Your friends aren't people that you treat like shit. You can have a bad day. I think we all have a bad day here and there, but your bad day can't be every day, So some of the stuff that we've heard, or we've seen some of it happen. Oh, this is beautiful too. So while talking down and insulting and being nasty, you find out things like, well, she bought the insulation for the shed, talking about Shara, and it was very nice of her, and I'm very thankful for that part of it, but I can't be thankful for what else she did to me. So yeah, you paid all this money, Shara, but F you. That's it. That's what this is. So that's what people have to look forward. All the people that gave money or give money to this person. That's exactly. It's just in a future time, they will turn on you. That's been the way that even the Fats said that. So trying to walk that back is just amazing. to say that, she blamed her also for the PR team thing too. You know, she was like, it was Shara who called her my PR team. Here's that one as well. I think I'll throw that one in too. It was Shara who called Lisa my PR team. She was fuming and angry. She said that she was my PR team and no one else was going to do my story. No, I think the Fats called themselves your PR team.
They did. I don't know why she's lying about this. I don't believe there's any written record proving that Shara ever said that. And so because of that, I don't believe her.
Well, it's just amazing that the Fats called themselves that, though. It's not like it was just some random thing out there. They made a website and they decided at the bottom they would put the legal services. So they put Bruce as legal, and then they decided themselves to add, hey, here's PR. Most people don't list a PR team, by the way, but they listed themselves as a PR team. So you can't blame Shara for doing that. Sorry. You know, we've also heard that
Shara wasn't the one with her picture on the website over PR team.
Right. It's so funny. You're like, everything's Shara's fault.
Totally.
I love it. All right. Hey, you know what I'm going to do before I do super chats? I'm going to play my outro. I wanted to make sure people hear my freaking outro song.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, so it's like 2 minutes long, people. So I'm going to play it, and then we'll do super chats. So check this out. The image is just going to be a record playing, you know, because again, it's supposed to be outro. But I like this. It's different for the channel, you know. It's poppy.
It's fun.
So here we go. Check it out.
Oh, he thinks he's so clever with his fancy umbrella tricks, making videos, getting all the clicks. Yeah, but let me tell you, it's not as easy as it seems. Behind that umbrella, he's a man of dreams. That umbrella guy, what's your secret plan? Dancing and twirling, thinking you're the man. But we all know it's just a silly show. Oh, that's umbrella guy. Oh, the fun times and the platinum grills, mocking all the trolls, pay all the bills. Looking at the world and seeing all the need, breaking down all those fun times indeed. That's umbrella guy, how deep does logic flow? Not just a river, but an ocean runs below. Expose them all and make sure we all know. Umbrella guy, they're plotting on the go. Huffing and puffing about their favorite show. That's me. Telling everyone they know. They know. Oh, that's umbrella guy. Whoa. The fun times laughing at the mall as we watch their lawsuits fall. They fall. Watching them break down in space. A lifetime spent in waste. That umbrella guy, why they all the same? They fail, but someone else gets blamed. Be lame, breaking down their silly flows. Oh, that umbrella guy. Whoa, here we are. Surely it's not news, We'll speak slowly so we don't confuse them. We're smarter than the ecosystem. We watch them drift. That umbrella guy, we warn them there's a cliff. They never listen, never. No, they don't, because they're not smart. And it's sad, but funny, fun times indeed.
But they never listen because they're not smart. Oh my God, I love that Ed. But they never listen because they're not smart.
That's a lot of fun. I love it.
God. All right. I'm going to hit Super Jet. You stick it
All
or
right.
you out?
No, I got to go. I got to go to bed. I'm so tired.
Go get you some rest.
All right.
We'll
Good
catch you
night.
tomorrow. All right. See you. I love that though. I thought that was a lot of hilarity, you know. Have a little the boy band. Exactly. It's very poppy. You know, I liked it. And then I thought as an outro that would be funny. That's not that's not something I would use as intro because you see what kind of music I use as intros. But I thought, man, when the show is over, that's really funny. And that ending just made me laugh. When I was writing it up, I was like, how poppy, like how contemporary pop, or not contemporary, really more like you said, the boy band sounds from back in yesteryear. Can you make it and still underscore it and be like kind of a middle finger? I had fun with it. But anyway, let's hit some super chats, folks. All right. What's up, B Rad? Kicking it off. My friend, what's up? And drop 10 giftos too. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. Jaguar, thanks for the 22 months. It's awesome, man. Slowly, ever so slowly. In lengthy of tooth and long of beard. Yes, that definitely happens. Slowly, ever so slowly. Oh, man. I definitely, I still can't figure out, like I said, I've had, oh man, I made that picture, by the way. So I did a recreation of the picture that has been coming up. Again, I'm sure if you're so inclined to find pictures, this one, like I said, I've never seen come up though. It's in a picture from an aquarium, and I've never seen it go public before. So that's just kind of interesting. I was like, where did that one come from? But here's a recreation of it. It's not exactly right, but we'll merge the two realms. Look at that. Oh, isn't that nice? That's how it should be for but see that what was wasted on people is I'm holding a horseshoe crab and I'm like, making a kissy face toward it, and when it was being posted, people would have been like, oh, look, proof Tug has crabs or anything. They could have had some real fun with it because it's a horseshoe crab, but they didn't. They didn't know. It was kind of sad. So, Sandra, what's up? 8? Oh, man, it's birthday. Can you have a song? Yes, of course. Of course you can have one.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Sandra. Heck yeah.
From both of us to you.
Heck yeah. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
All right. I hope your birthday has been amazing, by the way. So appreciate you too. Glad you spent your time with us as well. But I hope you had a great one. I hope you made time for yourself today. This month, by the way, this is random, but what comes out this month that I'm looking forward to a lot. I don't know if any of you play video games, but I am addicted to certain horror games. Resident Evil. They have a brand new Resident Evil game coming out this month. So your birthday, what a month, what does that have to do with your birthday? Nothing, but Resident Evil Requiem comes out the 27th. Man, I'll be stomping through there. The last Resident Evil game that came out, I think I've completed, the kids love running through them. God, 4 we've ran through so many times, like the remake especially, but the last ones that have come out, we've probably played through 24 times every time. They're funny to watch. Like, let's play it again, I want to see this part. Well, I want to save it that part. No, we need to build to that part. Oh, Max Lab. Thank you. Dropped a super chat there. There's not a statement of time, but it is its own statement of backing. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. And appreciate you sending that screenshot over too. Man, what's up, B-Rad? Dropped another 10 giftos too, my friend. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. That's 20 giftos we see popping up. So 20 people ended up with gifted memberships off that. Thank you. That is awesome. Rob, thank you for the fun there. If you haven't already seen it, Flipping Adventures just put up a new Unemployment music mix, visual and music great. Maybe a mod can post. Yeah, if a mod wants to post the link, that is totally cool. Yeah, Flipping Adventures. I like Flipping Adventures. I'll check it out too. I haven't had a chance to check out a lot of stuff today. You know, I got a few things redacted. Again, Pam, I believe, is the person I screenshot 96 from. I can't remember. There were 3 people who posted document 96, but I took that from somebody who posted it, so I didn't have to redact it, and I redacted the other ones. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to check it all out, so that'd be awesome. Travis, thanks for the 2. The beat of the last song reminds me of Mace. Yeah, a lot of the with AI, you know how it comes close to other people's songs. You're talking about the intro, by the way, just for people, you know, in case they're confused on that. And yeah, they you know, it samples a lot. That's why AI is getting sued these days, all these companies, because their learning models they base off of other. In fact, AI music may get crippled in the future because a lot of companies are starting to force these AI music makers to partner up with them. That way they control, you know, what goes on, because they've sued them for just insane amounts of money. It's wild. Have you heard too that what did it said? Anne's archive, you know, the book archive. I don't know if it's the biggest, by the way, if you've never checked it out, you should. I typically won't talk about things like this on the air because they end up getting sued and shut down, but they're being sued. So the biggest online, quote unquote, shadow library, you know, where you can find pretty much any book, they are being sued for close to $1 trillion by all these companies that are going after trying to shut them down. So that's what happens. Any of these places out here that you know, they may sample something, learn from it, or there might be an item on there. $1 trillion freaking dollars. Crazy, isn't it? Cat, thanks for the 5. Tug, make sure Megan gives you your half of my lurker tax. Indeed. I will make sure she gives me my half. Indeed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cindy, thanks for the 2. Baby Grand's feeling better. Oh, that's good. That is very good to hear. You know, I always hate it when hear about a little one, you know, not being well. That's so scary when the little ones are like that. So it's good. Anthony the Warrior, what's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Breadsticks, baby. Thank you. I love it. Appreciate you there. Jack Miles dropped 16 months. Thank you, my friend. Love that the audit has been requested by trustee. Yeah, you know, they've got real problems. Like the ecosystem will sit here. They deny reality until reality smacks them in the face. They think for some reason that this stuff it's good news for them. They've never looked into the powers, again, of a trustee. Ultimately, the ecosystem figures that they have no liability in anything that happens, though. So who cares if it happens to Michelle Preston? It's not happening to them, right? It is crazy, though. Again, Lynette, everything is crumbling around you. When you talk to Bruce, we saw you talk about it, especially when you're talking about people like DUI guy, how you thought they were going to be a payday. Those cases fell apart. You owe people money now, tens of thousands of dollars, which good luck getting any of that discharged. You know, malicious intent does not, you having garbage lawsuits that you bring, not typically dischargeable. But you're going to have people combing through everything that you have to discharge debt that I don't think you ever cared about discharging. I think you would have ignored it for a lot longer, but you thought this would get that. And it went from payday to no way. Crazy, isn't it? D spills the tea. Thanks for the 5 there. Geeks are awesome. Indeed. You know, I just thought it was funny. I also think it's funny. They're 5 years too late. So Leslie, she took a lot of zeal in doxing Shizzy Wisna, you know, because these people are garbage. But And they did. They absolutely did that. But she thought she accomplished something posting pictures of myself. And I was like, you realize you didn't find those yourself. Somebody sent them to you, right? That's because they're already out there. They've been out there for years. It's hilarious. And there's nothing you can harm anymore. And your best insult is like, oh my God, that person's a geek. Oh my God. Really? Being a geek makes me money. That's the funniest thing about that is that's how my YouTube channel started. It started about critique of comic books and comic book culture. So anything too. If people mock you because of your interests, then they are garbage people. Ultimately, folks, be happy in who you are. Never, ever feel like that you have to chase what another person wants you to be. If you feel that you have to chase some popularized conception of a person, you end up, ultimately, that's the kind of person you end up having to tape your freaking chin to under your ears because you feel like otherwise that you're somehow, you're chasing a standard that is not there. It doesn't exist, and you will never be that thing. If you want to put on makeup or something, that's fine, right? But at a certain point, whether it's, doing something insane like that, or again, plastic surgery or anything, I'm not saying they have or haven't, but I'm saying people go to these extremes. And for what? For what? Just be happy with who you are. And if other people only want to insult you for it, spit in their face and laugh at them. But yeah, geeks. Oh, I love it. Barb, thanks for the 5. Am I the only one who doesn't know what tug looks like? I want to see. Well, just look it up and you find it. It's very simple. Although the work pictures, man, from a decade ago, that they don't like the newer picture that like I said, I've never seen it out in public, but it looks a lot more like what I look like. A lot more. Those others, I don't even like resemble that. That's a work person, It's also 13 or God, how many years ago was that? It's at least a decade old, but it may be longer than that. I guess it was a decade plus. I'd have to look now. Man, that's a long time ago. Makes me feel like, man, it makes me feel older and older. Rachel, thanks for the 30 months. Don't show it otherwise. I might not make it to 40 months. I like a tug mystery. Indeed. Well, it's like I said, this stuff's out there. It's the point of the channel is not to conceal identity. Again, it is to make you think about what we talk about. It highlights that. A lot of people try to coast on having you stare at them. Like one of the things that you find out with that empty time, when people are not saying some dead air, is a lot of people, they have themselves on screen and you can focus on their movements or whatever, you watch them. But if they're not there, you just have an icon. You have to pay attention to what's being said or what's being shown. And like I said, I like that idea. I like that we judge something off of its merit. SF, thank you for the 2. Happy birthday, Megan. Heck yeah. Should we let's have one birthday song for Megan here. Her pre-birthday song. Here it goes for Megan.
Happy birthday.
Megan, that's right.
Both of us to you.
From all of us, Megan. Happy pre-birthday.
May all
those dreams come true. Like the dream of having your own birthday stream. Happy pre-birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Heck yeah. Happy pre-birthday. Thank you. Craig, thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday to Megan too. Woo! Look at this. Let's get on our party hats. Heck yeah. You know what? I need to make a birthday that umbrella guy. I just thought I need to make, let's see. Give me 1 second. Have this figure wearing a birthday hat and carrying a birthday cake. There we go. I need a birthday avatar. So it'll work on that while we're doing this. What's up, D Green? Thank you for the 2. Happy birthday, Megan. That's right. Happy pre-birthday. Even though your birthday's in April, happy pre-birthday. Ah, yes. This is the way it should be. Mel, thanks for the 2. Happy pre-birthday to Megan as well. Woohoo! Feeling it, Megan? Heck yeah. Nana, thanks for the 5. Happy birthday funds for Megan. Of course, via Tug, yes, because who better to use your celebration money than that umbrella guy? I agree. That's awesome. it's so fun. Yeah, thank you for the 13 months there. Thank you. Year plus. Appreciate it. Hey, Megan and Tug. Hey there for yourself. I appreciate that. Thank you. 2012. Thanks for 2. Birthday song and go. You know what? We've given her one song, but let's give her the hat dance. Happy birthday, Megan. From all of us to you. Yeah, happy pre-birthday. We're taking your money. And maybe that's not your dream, but it still came true. Love it. Love it, Megan. Thank you. Maul, thanks for the 2. Show it, please. All I can do right now. You know what? If you want to see, I'm gonna make it fair. So if people they want to see that picture again, just look up. Actually, Lips posted a video picture on their Hodunk channel, which was the dumbest thing, by the way. So you think about this. This is amazing, too. This is a stupid move they made. So Lips decided on the shared channel that she shares with Michael to tag me in. So that means Michael has communicated with me, you know, because he's the one. It's also his channel. So for all I know, he's posting this. And it says, oh, if you want to know what Tug really looks like, go to the Hodunk Hillbillies. So they made a new Hodunk Hillbilly, and they have added ownership of it to Michael. So all of those things that that were said about Hales under Hodunk Hillbillies, they have been reposted during all of this lawsuit time. Isn't that amazing? What a dumb move, right? But they decided to put it now. Again, that picture is not this. Like I said, there's a new one that is popped up, the aquarium one, and it, like I said, it looks a lot more like I look now. You know, the other ones are just work ones, but it's still I mean, it's as good as a work one. It's not even the good work one. There's another work one. You know. There's one where, like my hair, I'd cut it shorter. You can tell also, like when my hair is really short, it's because of the clientele I was working with, you know, because they're more dangerous. Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to go off of that. Emma, thanks for the 2. Happy birthday, Megan. That's right. Happy pre-birthday, Megan. Love it. Fallen Hero. What's up, my friend? Like I said, as always, appreciate you. For sure. All the time here. Appreciate you. They're also all the time giving a gift to people with a gifted membership. And that is amazing. I love it. Janice. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Oh, man. For you, for Megan's birthday. That's right. It's for me, for your birthday, Megan. Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. Thank you. That's what Megan wanted for her birthday, by the way. You realize only 4 more super chats and we will hit 100 for Megan's birthday. That's right. Only 4 more. Isn't that awesome? For Megan's pre-birthday. Lynn, thanks for the 2. Duh. It's Megan's unbirthday. Yes. Happy unbirthday to you. To me. To you. I love it. Blah. Thanks for the 20 there. Megan and Jay birthday fund. Shh, that's right. Let's not tell everybody. Shh. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that, by the way. Appreciate you there. It's the worst kept secret ever, right? Breadsticks to pass on to Jay to celebrate Megan's birthday. Yep, that's exactly what I was planning to do. I'm telling you. Right there. That was the whole plan. Yep, I was going to kick them all to Jay. Of course I was. That's what we all do, right? We all decide, like Jay, of course, needs he needs that so badly. Yeah, right. Barb, thanks for the 2. Happy pre-birthday, Megan. That's right. Happy pre-birthday to you, Megan. William, thank you for the super chat there. It didn't allow us them, but I'm sure that is about pre-birthdays. And thank you for backing the channel, my friend. Appreciate you. Cindy, thanks for 5. It's Megan's birthday. It's her pre-birthday. We're celebrating her pre-birthday. Her actual birthday is in April. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. Bradley, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Bradley the Sloth. Happy birthday, Megan Fox and Starcasm. There we go. Look at that. We stack them up. That's awesome. I love it. Tris, thanks for the 2. Nick is having a lips and chip show. That's right. I heard that. It's my 55th birthday. Well, you know what you need, first of all, before we talk about the lips and chip show.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
From both of us to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
A million healthy, wondrous years. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, Nick, he is indeed. He is having a lips and chip show. Wouldn't that be interesting? Moody Nana, thanks. It'd be lovely to put a face to the voice, but totally up to you. Well, like I said, you can find again the other picture would look more like me, but you know, like I said, there's a work ID badge. It's been out there for about 5 years. So if they ever get that curious, you can definitely find me. You know, but like I said, I was just like, where are these new pictures coming from? Trina, thanks for the 2. Happy early birthday, Megan. Happy grifting. Woo! Happy grift days. Indeed. Slider, thanks for the 5 there. Wish Megan a happy 49 years and 10 months for me. That's right. It's your happy 49 years and 10 months. It's your fractional birthday. There you go. That's how it works. Tracy, what's up, Tracy? I hope you're doing fantastic, by the way. Thank you. Dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for that, Tracy. That is awesome of you. As always, too. Appreciate you. Tizzy, thank you for the gift-o. By the way, I checked out Tizzy's new video. It's great as always. If you did not check out that new drop, go over there and check it out. It's good stuff. We'll have to play it this weekend. Ian, thanks for the 2 there. Not a statement attached, but it is in itself a statement. Thank you for backing. Jack's mom. What's up, Jack's mom? I hope you're doing awesome. Thank you for the gifted membership there. Also, I hope you are doing great with it, you know, everything. I hope everything's going smooth and great there. Cosmic Crafts Crime. Thanks for the every time I see your name, by the way, it makes me think of like something Lovecraftian because of, you know, the cosmic and the crimes together for some reason. It's just where my mind goes, and I don't know why I draw that parallel, but it's kind of awesome. I like it. I love you, Tug and Megan. I turned the big 40 today. That's awesome there. I was hoping I could have the small arms. Oh, yes, of course. Man, I kind of love the small arms. And let's bust it for you. Happy birthday from all of us to you. Oh, happy birthday. Small arms. Make your dreams come true. Look at that. Timing was good, too. Did you see that? That was amazing because that was all planned out just for your birthday. That was so amazing. I love it, though. That's awesome. I hope you have a fantastic birthday, and I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Keaton, Thanks for the 19 months there. Might not be Megan's birthday, but it's my husband of nearly 50 years birthday. That's awesome there. Happy birthday to the love of life, Jim. Jim, happy birthday, man. You know what? You need something. It's called a song.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jim. Heck yeah.
From both of us to you.
Happy birthday.
May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Heck yeah.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
That's awesome, dude. I hope you all have had a great day, by the way. And that's great. You know, having someone to spend that with, you know, that's fantastic. Props to you both. Appreciate you. Astrid, thanks for the 5 there. Happy birthday. That's right. Happy birthday, Megan. Woo. She'll be like, what's up, man? Kiwi Crypt Keeper. Thanks for the 5. Huh. I'm going to start calling lips and chips the foo bars. Indeed. If the name fits, wear it. That seems like the strategy sometimes, doesn't it? Rhea Ryan, thanks for the 2. Wishing Megan a very happy birthday. That's right. Happy birthday, Megan. Happy pre-birthday. Was that Dark Alpha? Thanks for the 10 there. Not for a birthday, it's for candles. That's right. You're like, what kind of birthday is it without... Oh my God. This is funny. So AI being the the weird thing that it is, by the way. You just made me think about the whole birthday thing, you know, with the avatar. Let's see if it'll load it. Give me 1 second. It's just funny. I asked it to create a birthday avatar, and of course, when it was creating it, it based it off of not the picture I put in and said, hey, base it off this. It did it off the one at the aquarium. Look. There we go. Look at it. Even got the little candles right there. There we go. There's the candles. Awesome. Sticky. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Sticky. Appreciate you, my friends. Good to see you too. William, thanks for the 5 for Megan's happy birthday. That's right, Megan. This to you. Thank you. Sapphire. What's up, Sapphire Sky? Thanks for the 2. Full-time lurker, except when it's happy birthday to Megan. That's right. When it's Megan's birthday, you got to come out of lurking. Thank you, by the way. Got to love those pre-birthday celebrations. This is a lot of fun. Sandra, thanks for the 5 there. Happy pre-birthday, Megan, even though it's my birthday today. Well, Sandra, man, you know, on that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Sandra.
From both of us to
All
you.
of us.
Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
This is funny. So my oldest daughter, by the way, she just texted me and was like, oh my God, I moved the makeup table in my room, and sent me pictures. And it's, she found like 5 stacks of modeling clay, you know, big packets of it that she had hidden back. She's just found it again. So she's excited. Oh, it's hilarious. Man, I hope, Sandra, I hope your birthday was amazing. And I'm glad to have you here with us. Thank you. I watch So You Don't Have To. What's up? Hey, as always, appreciate your breakdowns too. They're always funny. Thank you. What world was that? What was that, kiddo? That was weird. Something went off just then. I don't know what the heck that was. I was trying to figure out what the heck that was. Did you hear that? That was very bizarre. I have no idea what that was, by the way. I thought it was a kid, but it wasn't. I have no idea what that noise was. I don't know if you all heard that too. You did hear that? That wasn't a cricket. It was something else. It was way too long. I don't know what it was. I thought it was a kid, but it wasn't. So it was very sure. Something over here, probably the battery's dying on it or something. It made noise. The kids probably brought a toy down here. It just went off. But I was like, what the heck? I thought it was actually a kid with a phone. But I watched So You Don't Have To. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 2 there. Happy lap around the sun, Megan. That's right. Almost made the lap again. But hey, Shelly, thanks for the 2. Happy pre-birthday to Megan. Yes, that's right. Many, many, many more. Indeed. Appreciate it there. Sitting Chief, thanks for the 2 there. When is Megan and Jay's anniversary of meeting? Oh man, we'd have to have we need to actually have a celebration stream for that. Heck yeah, that would be good. Cynic, thanks for the 5 there too. What do you call a lawyer getting permanently retired for misconduct and another getting disciplined and or disbarred for misconduct? A good start. That's very true too. Indeed. Jack Miles, thanks to the 2. Serious red flags are flying. Oh yes. Anytime we cover a bunch of this stuff, by the way, I feel like there are a lot of those, don't you? Andre, hey, thank you all for these right here too. I'll have to show her. I was watching her when she was down here and I didn't look up to see if anybody had sent her something. I apologize for that. I should have. Andre, thank you. Appreciate you for the candy money or lip gloss. I'll clip those for her. And Jack Miles also, thank you for the candy fund for her as well. Thank you. What's that? The Rick Reed. Thanks for the 2. There, pre-Megan birthday on Tug and just, I know, man. Sometimes you just have to have that pre-birthday, right? This is funny. Ricky's Carnage Cruises. Scientists stopped using rats for experiments and started using lawyers because even rats won't do some things. That's true. The lawyers will do things that even the rats won't. That's right. It's funny. William thinks the 10. In my opinion, is if Lisa was in on that one call as a threat and warning to LP to not talk. Felisa stated that BBB was involved in the last Ohio hearing. They want to make sure she has mind each time. Actually, there's a statement. So Lynette talked about Bruce being part of Ohio at one time. And she said her strategy, would you like to hear what she said the strategy for having him there would be? Would you all like to know that? Because I had totally forgotten about this. This is another thing that, again, there's all these little odds and ends that I just forget because there's just so much of it. But she said that Bruce was going to be there because they wanted to work the expert sign witness in. That's what she said that he was going to be there for. That's what she said. That's what she said that he was going to be there for. And I'm like, well, that's stupid because they've even said that that's not what this stuff is supposed to be about. And on top of that, too, that expert witness, I mean, that guy he has been just debunked so thoroughly, kicked out of so many courtrooms and more. Again, look his name up. That's all you have to do. But at the same time, I wonder if that's how you actually talk about the mileage they've tried to get out of it. Because, they told Lynette that the thing cost she said, $14,000, which is insane, by the way, that expert cost. And they never used it anywhere. It's never worked its way into anything. So how would you justify that? I mean, she thinks that it matters. She gave it to the police, by the way. She brags about how she gave it to Beecham and more. And those morons, by the way, I'm sure that they didn't bother looking up who wrote that up. I mean, ultimately, some of these so-called disciplines, like you and I are just as much of an expert in. when you listen to some of these people, when they're like, yes, I can look at your handwriting and I can tell that you experienced a traumatic event when you were 12 years old by the hands of your father. You're like, what? What the what? That's a party trick. So weird. But Doreen, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Why is the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission listed as a creditor? I think they're afraid of. They listed the IRS and everything else, So I think they're just trying to cover every basis. But yeah, why exactly list some of these names? I mean, they listed. It feels like they drag down everything in its mother. They put in the Attorney General, the Office of the Attorney General. They put in all these places. But what's interesting is, again, when I look at their stuff, they have a huge, like I said, they have a huge mistake, and they haven't figured it out. And it's amazing, Lynette. You have a gigantic mistake in all your stuff. And after it's done, after everything's said and done, and we see, it'll be interesting if you lose everything and then you still screw up your bankruptcy. That'll be really weird. There are new people, though, that ask, like, why bankruptcy? What matters? Well, because they used the bankruptcy. They thought it would, all these crazy cases and stuff that these people started, they thought that they could negate all of the penalties and stuff they had building up by filing bankruptcy. That was their great plan. In fact, all of these people were bragging about how they were all going to file bankruptcy. And look how it went. Oh, by the way, too, another thing that's really funny about lips and chips that they've done is, remember, they accused me of some pretty horrible things. And then right after they did that, they started trying to show my picture and real name. Now, does that sound like someone who is trying to create SEO to try to accuse you of very horrible things publicly and making sure to have your picture out there and stuff? All of that works into amended complaints. Fun times. SF, thanks for the fine. Megan, your 50 is like the country's 250th. We're going to celebrate it all year. That's right. That's right. That's a perfect answer, SF. Thank you. It's such a milestone. We have to celebrate it all year long. That's true. Yes. Roseanne, thanks for the 5 there. Happy pre-birthday, Megan. Oh, it's a happy pre-birthday. That's right. Thank you. All right. Thanks for the 2. No, what for birthdays? Megan or otherwise? No, wait. What's the? Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me see what's close to that. No baking. No falling. That's closer than F. No fapping. I'm not sure. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate you, Sherry. Windows, thanks for the 2. Not falling for it. Happy halfish birthday. Look, that halfish birthday. That's good. Mama Cat, thanks for the 20. Happy pre-birthday, Megan. That's right. Happy pre-birthday. Love it. Debbie, thanks for the 7 months. Megan, my birthday is in April. Also, we'll be 70. Hey, awesome there. Love that April milestone. Indeed. For myself, it's funny because my birthday is exactly a month after Megan's too. So my birthday is May the 15th. Megan's is April the 15th. So it's just kind of funny. It's why I can remember her birthday so easily. Raya, thanks for the 2. The mods would like to wish Megan a happy birthday. That's right. That's the way we go for sure. Love it. Oh, let's see. Jack, thanks for the 5. Title 16, the SSI is exempt. Title 2, though, SSDI, can be legally garnished by, oh, man. Court adjudication. Wow, I didn't realize that your SSDI could be garnished. That's wild. It's absolutely wild. I did not realize that. Rogue pirate. That's nuts. Thanks for the 2. Happy birthday, Megan. Breadstick money. That's right. Thank you. Spin Doctor. Thanks for the 5 there. It's pronounced tortois. Tortois. There we go. I love it. Thank you. Dan Davis, thanks for the 2. Where's 15-minute feather? That's actually a good question. You know, when you're talking about addition, I bet you can think of other people like these filings and stuff. I bet you can think about all kinds of other names that pop up. You know. Sweet Rage, thanks for the 5. Megan's birthday, yeah, an idea. What the hell's auction? The first 10 signed chicken skins for the soul. Maybe do that. By the way, sorry, Sweet Rage, I didn't pull that up right when I was saying that too. Yeah, maybe it's an idea. It is an idea. I'll see. Like I still have to. I have to finalize. My problem is it's finalized. I just need to give it an entire read, and my mind needs to be there for proof checking. So I may have somebody help with the end of it, just to help proof it out, just to make sure everything flows correctly. You know, because my some days I'm good with it, but some days I feel like, well, maybe I'm not going to do a good job on that. Silver Fox, thanks for the 5 there. Thank you. Meaning these people will price all their stuff and property and give them a dollar amount they can keep. The rest is auctioned off, money given toward debt. Yes, they're allowed to keep X amount. They keep, you're allowed to keep a modest vehicle, modest home, etc., etc. And they typically, they don't typically come at you like this. If people are honest about stuff, they typically aren't leaned on the way that these people are looking at. But they haven't exactly been honest, I don't think. I think so. Tris, thanks for the 2. I share my birthday with Elmo. With Elmo. What is that? Does Elmo have a birthday with you? Are you talking about with Jay? Is that what that means? I'm curious about that. Does that mean it's attached to that? When is that, by the way? I'm curious. Let me know. Frederick, thanks for the birthday song for Melissa. Melissa, what's up, Melissa? Let's bust that out with
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Man, thank you. Appreciate you too. I hope your birthday has been amazing as well. Silverbox, thanks to just use blue tape. That's right. Any answer. Blue tape, quartz, like Jeremy. That's right. Bust that blue tape out. You're always good to go. Craig, thanks for 10. Wait, the money's not going to Megan? In that case, have some more. Yay! Fun times. That's hilarious. Shizzy, thanks for the 2. Megan is reading the chat. Happy birthday. There you go. That's right. Gotta love it, right? Tim, what's up? Thanks for the 10 there. Lips is going to end looking like he may have, or yeah, that's right, from the Emperor's New Groove. It took me a minute. I was like, what? Yeah. If she keeps that up with her skin, that's true. It took me a minute. I was like, wait a minute. My mind, for some reason, wanted to say YMCA. I was like, looking like the YMCA. We're like, wait, oh no, you're talking about that. Oh, my brain some days, man. That's a weird connection. How do you look like the YMCA? It's so dumb. Thank you, by the way. That's so dumb on my part. Cynic, thanks for the vibe. By the way, Laura Owens filed for a harassment restraining order against YouTuber Hey Rob for covering her case. That's right. Oh, man. We're nice covering that for later. That, you know, her problem is that will not be granted. As long as they go in with, they need to go in with an actual lawyer. They need to treat it seriously, and they need to bust her up for it. Because you absolutely have the right to do that, you know, and if she's tried to do this before, but you have just as much right to cover her case as any media outlet. So, you know, she's been found guilty of some pretty heinous stuff. So for her to try to hide it from the public and try to harass people, like, that's just nuts. She needs to be stepped on for it. If they go in, if he needs to get a lawyer, they need help with that, let me know. I'll check that out too for Laura. Thank you. Sean Poe, thanks for the 18 months. Hey, Tug, Megan, how crazy is BBB going to go when he finds out Lipsy is on Rackets? It's pretty funny. That, we'll see how that goes, by the way. I don't know if that might be the place she wants to go. We'll see, though. You know, she's determined to monetize at any price. You know, one of the things she should be really careful of. See, she didn't put like my picture and stuff on her channel because she was afraid that I would privacy strike it. Now, for myself, I don't privacy strike anything, but I can't say there was another person in the picture. So, like my ex again, you know, she very well has every right to, if she wanted to, she could. But the statements that she's been making on her channel, I've not tried to report her channel yet. I figure it's a informational smorgasbord. Like, why would you want to flag it down? It's, you know, there's so much stuff you can use in a courtroom that she has done. I'm like, man, please keep posting, you know. But you know, she's really handled things in a way that she's you know, we're talking about a start out channel. Thinking that you're immune, that somebody couldn't just pull that thing down right after, you know, right before you get monetized or right after it. You know, she needs to be real careful about. I mean, she's put up stuff about a man's, let's say, his certain regions. She put up horrible accusations without any type of proof whatsoever, other than, hey, here's some directions to a place, which again, I could put directions in anything right now. And I can even backdate that if you'd like. So we'll see how that goes. But Sapphire Sky, thanks to Jeremy, has a lien on Lynette's property. Well, you know, what'll be interesting to see with all of that, again, what they'll do is they'll put up the property will probably go up for auction, you know, when they decide if they're going to recover something from it. And again, we'll see what people want to pay for it. That'll be interesting. You know, the ecosystem too. I wonder if their plan at first. I've got to write something down. Actually, give me 1 second here, because I need to mention something. I just had a really interesting thought about money, you know, and where and the plan that they could be trying to run. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to check into something because I had a strange idea. It's kind of I don't want to say it live yet, but it's a pretty wild one. Well, you know, so I'm going to see if anybody's investigated. Lily, thanks for 5. Is LMNOP aware they'll take her land? They've been talking about it. She actually said something about that. She seems consigned to that. She thinks, though, that it's a trade-off and she'll have all liability for cases written off. Again, that's not how that works. You can't go out and maliciously, if you had like an issue where you'd been sued for, you know, finances or something, like our hospital or whatever. They try to get money. Yes, you can write that debt off. But to go out and maliciously do something, to go out and harass people with cases, to to put out signs, all of this other business, and then to say, hey, I can do whatever I want and I can write out. Yeah, that's not how it works. So she thinks, she probably thinks it's a trade-off. I think that's what she's got in her mind right now. And I think it's going to be a hard lesson. Puzzle Puzzler, thanks to the two there. Gonna have to rename a road to Dead Lawsuit Road. That's actually pretty good. I like that. You find paper everywhere. They start finally saving the dogs. That would be amazing. They just start throwing the lawsuits up there. American Woman Thrifter, what's up? Thanks for the 5 there. The firearms have to be disclosed to bankruptcy court. They want it. Yes, you're supposed to disclose everything. That's actually a good question. By the way, do you know? And I want to know. Do you know people have been discussing that they think that you're Bruce because of your avatar? I saw people speculating on that, and I was like, "That no, it's just an avatar." This is somebody that's been around for a while. I don't know how that started, but I saw that on with some people talking about it, and it's like, no. I figured this is a good time to note that this is an account that's been around for a while. This is a person that's been here for a hot minute. They just used an avatar like other people there. So I forgot to bring that up the other day when I filled the name. That was such a, I don't remember why. I think a post was taken, not the way it was intended. And somebody saw the avatar and thought, is that BBB? No, that's somebody we all know. So I just want to crush that myself. That's not aimed at anybody either. I do want to address that though. Because those kind of rumors, man, they have a way of just spouting off into their own, taking on a life of their own. Let's see. Lily, thanks for the 5. She can't write off future debt she may or may not incur, right? No. Like, again, imagine you could do that. Imagine you could write off future lawsuit. Hey, give me 1 second. I got to get a grab of water. It's across the room. I don't have water. Give me a minute. I'm not going anywhere except across the room. But I ran out of water. Apologize, man. I apologize. Gosh. It's crazy. Since I've sat there, I've drank 30 ounces of water, and I need another one. But no, you think about that idea. If you could write off future lawsuits, again, why wouldn't every medical establishment out there say, I want to test a drug? Yeah. I know I'm going to get sued in the future. Why wouldn't I just file bankruptcy before, when I'm a fledgling institution? Why wouldn't my company file bankruptcy before we put out something? We file it against every person that we can find, right? Against every person in the United States. And they would write off all future lawsuits, all future potential debt you could owe any of those folks. It sounds dumb. But that's an example of how that would work. And they think they can do that, though. It's crazy. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5 there. I'm curious if she has a turtle sanctuary with no turtles. If she's raising money for the turtles that are no more, people will find the fraud. Well, she said that she's got heaters for turtles and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not going to speculate and say there are none. Let me go that way, because I don't know anything about them. But with anyone raising money for something, I would hope there would be proof that the thing exists. It'd be very simple. Just take some videos of them. Why not do that anyway? If you're going to raise money, this would be a good idea for Lynette, period. If you're going to raise money for winter costs and associated stuff, why not make video showcasing the animals, their enclosures, and what you need for, that way people may be more inclined to help out with that. William, thanks for the 5 there. Only item showing on the IRS lookup is auto revocation. Yeah, for 525. She said she was working on 1 of 3-year tax returns to needed for reinstatement. Yeah, see, I don't understand how you can raise money for something and say that it's this thing when if it hasn't been reinstated. So that's my question. That's why I was asking about it. That seems a little weird and questionable. So I mean, maybe that's something to address too. Melissa thinks so too. Bruce, maybe a secret Hales fan. That would be the craziest. Dun, dun, dun. Wouldn't that be weird? Oh God, that'd be crazy. Travis thinks the 10. These people are after yes, and I hope you and the kids are doing good, brother. Thank you. I'm doing good, man. Appreciate it. Just won a few bets, so I wanted to give something to you and the girls for Megan's pre-birthday. Thank you there. Hope the bonds and chatters are good too. Thank you, my friend. Yes, appreciate it. You know, I'm good. I'm glad your luck is holding. By the way, remember with betting, you know, remember always do it when your luck is there. Do not overextend yourself if possible. You know, I say that. The only reason I say that is because, you know, as somebody that has had addiction issues in the past, man, many things can be addictive. So love to you. I'm glad your luck is holding and you are doing well too, brother. And I hope your family is doing good. I do. Absolutely. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm curious about the book you're writing too. You just said you're doing that. Melissa, thanks for the 5 there. What will the 2 L's say when Jeremy wins all the cases? Will they say it's because of his money, or they say they were wrong? Well, if he wins, they will definitely cry foul. I mean, if the bankruptcy goes sideways, they'll say it was a setup. They won't say it was a terrible idea. They will claim that it was a setup, right? That's the way it goes. So, yeah. I mean, we know how that'll be. And, you know, the one outcome I've always wondered about, again, they're banking on Fed. If they get out of, wouldn't it be crazy? Again, for best case scenario for them, say they get out of the lawsuit, right? Lynette still gets buried under a lawsuit. It looks like Fed 1 has gone bad for her. Wouldn't that be terrible for her? I mean, honestly, like how bad that, it's such a mess. I know American Woman through that. By the way, I know that. That's why I'm addressing that, by the way, just to make sure. It's so crazy. Robin, thank you. Also, yes, I checked that out, and thank you for noting that. That's why I was able to look at the auto revocation from Max Lab. Thank you, bro. Eric Godmother, thank you for the 5 there. Last time I checked, about a month ago, yeah, the non-profit said it hadn't been restored. Yeah, it's still in that auto revocation on the site. So, Rob, thanks for the 5. You mean Tug wasn't born without a face, or with that face, rather? Indeed, I'm dumbfounded. I know, it's amazing to think of. Crazy, isn't it? It's amazing. You're like, fraud. Bad. Thanks for the 5 there. There's not a statement attached, but that is indeed a statement. Thank you for your backing. I appreciate you. Wanda, thanks for the 17 months. Hey, Doug. Hey, yourself. I hope you are doing great there. And also, dropped 2 there as well and said, hey, Doug, and happy pre-birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. And happy pre-birthday, my God. Thank you there. Rob, thanks for the 5. Lily said, that is why the courts hadn't set sanction amount yet. Yeah, if they don't know, she could claim the bankruptcy. Yeah, and they aren't allowed to do that. So that would definitely be overstepping the boundaries. All they discussed is whether or not there's entitlement to it. Are you entitled to sanctions? Well, yes. The case, it can carry out to a certain degree, they were saying. And yes, you will be sanctioned for your actions because you brought sham lawsuit, a fraudulent lawsuit. So yeah, you're right. And with the totals there, I think it's more of an overstepping issue, but potentially she may try to also write all of that off. I mean, she's hoping that she can write off again future cases that have not been decided. It's such a crazy idea. So crazy, isn't it? Emma thinks it too. Just made a wrap on my first home road. I mean, that feels so good. You got to be proud of that. Savor it all, because it is. I remember when we did our first garden, back when my mom used to, we used to do crazy gardens with my stepfather. God, he would do just the most insane stuff. But when it finally finished up, man, stuff was so just awesome and amazing. Because it was your work, and you'd be proud of it. American Woman Thrifter is like, this is me, not BBB. Exactly. I know. I love you too. Like I said, you've been around for a long time. Just, I think somebody read something and they thought with the avatar it confused them. And when I saw your name, I was like, man, I need to address that. Because it's, and again, it's not to be, mean to them. Or I just want to, because it's so easy to, get an idea and an idea spin into crazy. Let's see, 1 minute. I'm checking something. Debbie Banker. Thank you there. It said 25 for oh yeah, by the way, so we're going through all of our rules with moderation and stuff, Debbie. And one of the things we are going to look at, I'm glad you're noting this, because one of the things, we did the caps lock thing was not a shot at anybody either. It used to be an issue that you would have when those link spammers, when they would come in, they would use all caps and drop it in. So one of the ways you could just eliminate it is be like, man, just eliminate this stuff. Because you would have spammers that would just drop stuff in, and they would just make a mess of things. But noting that, you brought up a good point with people that have trouble with their eyesight. If there are needs accommodations, we definitely want need accommodation. So we're trying to figure out a way to walk that, because again, you should be able to type and interact freely. Fine. We tried to deal with the spam and scammers way, and it had an issue in there too. So I appreciate you, and we're trying to figure out an accommodation way of, again, because you don't ask people, hey, do you have a need for that? That's an absurdity, and we appreciate you, like I said. So, just to note, that's why we did that at first, but with a need, it's just something we didn't think about at the time. So again, thank you for pointing it out, because not only are you noting, hey, this is something potentially, hey, I'm here all the time, and I mean, we're not doing anything there, but it points out a flaw in the thinking there. So I appreciate you bringing that up, because we definitely, I myself, I have a disability with I've talked about it. You wouldn't know it to what you can see it when I walk sometimes. I have trouble with my knee and my side. I have a permanent disability there, and I myself need accommodation sometimes. So thank you again. And we are working on figuring that out. And Fran, thank you. Dropped 30 there. Just because indeed. Thank you, Fran, by the way. That's awesome. Well, folks, we are at the end. Now, you know what? I believe right now that Shizzy is on. Now, I have not set up a redirect, but if you go over and check out Shizzy, like I would set one up, I'm going to have to take a break. So this is hitting me. I'm going to take some meds and stuff, but I appreciate you folks, and I'm going to end here. Just like I said, go over, check them out, and thank you.